day you're gonna be a little late. And I'm gonna let you sleep, babe. You gonna be rushing when you gotta leave. I love you, girl, I'm teasing. When we done, I'ma get you where you gotta be. But you gotta fuck the shit out of me.
Hey.
There's nothing usual about a game 7.
What time is it?
Game time. Ooh.
And welcome to game 7, everybody.
Toxic. Team. Toxic. team
What type of
toxic.
show this is gonna be?
What is team toxic? Where's the lie? Team toxic. Hashtag toxic teams.
Toxic teams.
Or tang.
Y'all.
Don't
Yeah,
start.
tang. Yeah.
Don't start.
Tang.
I will smooth walk the fuck up out of here.
Light skin
Don't
tang.
start. Don't start.
What is that? Oh, that's, it's a Jamaican
tang.
thing. Tang.
Tang.
I ain't gonna lie. I walked off the post like, ugh.
If I did, I know you did.
I'm like, ugh.
I was
Stay
done
out of
with
that
it.
one.
I couldn't walk off it. I was just dying laughing, man. When keeping it real goes wrong.
All the way wrong.
Tang. yo,
Demon Tang.
yo, it's one of them situations where you see something and you be like, fam, let me help you out here, but you can't. You know what I'm saying?
No,
It's
I
just-
didn't. It wasn't no
no,
point.
you can't.
I saw it and I was kind of like, nah.
I had to hit the group like, fam, how do you mess that up? How do you mess that up? Anyway, what's up, Brooke? Well, it looked like we went short per usual at the beginning of this tang.
I'm gonna love this episode. I see it already.
Oh, what's up?
On
What's
our
up? What's
bullshit.
up? Nah. What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Game 7 podcast. Tana, aka Auntie Killer, Auntie Slayer, Wedamontes, and Sable, aka Demontings. What's happening? How y'all feeling? Demontings. Light skin, Demonting, aka
Light skin teens, curly headed demon
Yeah,
teens.
there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, wait. Brazil.
My girl Amanda put
Brazil.
it down.
Yeah.
Brazil.
Yeah. Knocked over.
Put some respect on that name.
Put some respect on her name.
She beat the
That's
shit
the
out of
only
her.
woman I'd be okay with going into the men's league just to see who she could beat up.
Well, listen, she don't have a choice at this point.
Like, there's nobody else.
And it's not like men ain't entering women's leagues and dunking on them anyway. I'm just saying. But listen,
You right?
listen, I know
You
she
right.
beat the hell out of that girl. She beat the hell out of
She
that girl.
woke her game up. That first hit that connected.
Yeah,
Girl was like, oh,
yeah.
wait.
All that game
Wait.
plan shit out the window.
Yo, she looked at her corner. What is this?
Get the pistol.
What did y'all get me into?
Shoot her. Shoot this bitch.
Yo,
Shoot her.
she hit that girl. That girl literally
Walking
looked
like
at
a
her
newborn
corner.
giraffe.
Her eyes-
Newborn giraffe in that cage.
her
Way them
eyes-
legs buckled.
Yo, UFC is a funny sport, man. Funny sport. Fighting is funny. It's tougher when you see a woman that can do them things. Because I'm gonna be honest with you. Was she 5'8"? Yeah, no, she can't. She
I think
hit-
so. 5'8", 5'9".
Listen, I'm up in that pistol. She hit me. Bro, I'm up in that pistol. Did you see she rocked that girl? And then she
immediately.
she did like a little anaconda roll to the arm bar, choke her. She had like 3 ways to submit the girl: knockout, choke, or break your arm. Which one you want? That's tough.
Yeah, she
That's
gave zero
tough.
fucks about that 6-foot shit.
Fam.
She did not care that that girl was 6
The
feet tall.
commentator said right at the beginning, she said, she went in for the first punch just to test it out. She said that's the difference between her and the other ones. And I was like, oh, it's over. 5'8" going in there on shorty. Brooke, mind your business.
He is, Brooke.
I knew
one hell of a show.
I knew she was different when she fought Cyborg. I already knew she was different when she fought Cyborg. I knew she was different because she stood in the pocket with it, and nobody does it.
Amanda Nunes has been different for a long time, and everybody keeps saying, "Oh, it's a fluke, it's a fluke." And then when they saw the height difference with her and this girl Megan, everybody was like, "Nah, she about to give her a run for her money." Didn't make it out the first round.
I've never seen that girl before, but she looks solid. She looks solid.
She's an amazing fighter.
Amanda's just different, yo. It's Amanda.
I'm
never betting against Amanda. You can put a gorilla in that bitch. I'm not betting against Amanda.
Yeah, listen, which is why I said exactly what I said. You can't beat her. You got to knock her baby out of her hand.
Yeah, and
run, yo. I'm sorry. You're not gonna bring your baby in the ring. And she was like, "Oh, this your daughter," and I'm like, "Nah, fam. She just beat your ass. Push her baby and run. Get loose. Muff her baby or something. You got to get revenge ASAP because that was just crazy." But all bullshit aside, she may have to fight a male fighter. I know that's wild to say, but she just may. Either that or. And I mean,
she about to retire undefeated. She will keep both belts.
Given the climate, and I know it's messed up. I'm saying it, but I really wouldn't respect a man to get in the ring with her and beat her. But I would respect the fuck out of her if she beat him. I know it's fucked up, but it's just the facts. It's the truth. She hold on. And I say that because I watched a couple of them 5'8" dudes fight, and they were boring as fuck. I think she could beat them for sure. That's just me. I watched a couple of them. It was 15 fights?
Just about.
Yeah, adding the prelims, yeah.
It was like 2 prelims. It was prelims to the prelims. But I truly believe she could take a couple of them dudes. They was weak sauce. But I also don't see UFC or people objecting to it given how they're really pushing getting rid of gender roles.
I don't know. UFC is
No, I feel you.
I don't want to say conservative because it's not conservative, but they know with the bullshit.
Well, you know what? Listen, let me back up for a second too, because before I get into
I don't see Dana White being like, "All right, sure, let's go for it." I
believe everybody has a price, entertainment wise. Even if they had to go the route of the way people perceive the Roy Jones Mike Tyson fight to go, where you can't knock them out or something of that nature, some sort of boundaries, which is why I said back it up because I had never known some of the rules that I saw yesterday, i.e. Buddy was down and he got kneed in the head.
The illegal hit, yeah.
Now, mind you, I get it in hindsight. I've never seen it. And if I'm being 1,000% honest, I don't know why you draw the line there.
What do you mean?
I mean, they're basically saying Buddy's helpless and defenseless because he's trying to get up, but he's down. He's down. He has 2 hands on the ground, 2 knees on the ground. He's helpless. Don't knee him. I mean, I can kick him in his whole fucking head any other time. I can hammer fist him when he's down and everything else. And I understand stoppage, but several times before that even happened, I was a little surprised that the ref kept going up and down, up and down, up and down, and then they give him a chance to get up because in my head, all right, Marcus, Santana sent it to you right now because they said they had a problem too. Several times before that, the ref said up and down, up and down, up and down. And they allowed him to get up for the split second and fight. I feel like it's UFC. It's not boxing. But even if it was, if I got you helpless.
But it's the same thing. Like, dude wasn't even trying to mount him or fight him. He's just standing there. That's why the guy was like, either you're going to go down there or you're going to let him get up.
And that's what I'm saying is reason why I say I'm surprised is because if I'm on top and you scared to get up because you scared I'm going to hit you, don't go down.
But he wasn't on top.
Right, he's standing there. What I'm saying is either way, he's standing there. What I'm saying is if I put you in a position where you have to be forced to submit or let me get up, fam, just tap out. Because if you're scared to get up, I won. Am I wrong?
But I don't know if he was scared to get up. He was still being defensive.
But nah, it's a fight, bro.
Dude wasn't scared to get up.
I hear what you. Yeah, exactly.
That's my point.
We gonna keep the fight going. It's a money thing, like you said. We're not gonna just say, "Oh, you laying down there fight."
I hear you, but it
can happen.
What I'm saying is,
like
if I get ready to break your arm like Amanda or choke you out and you got to tap, Nobody's stopping it because you either gonna pass out, I'm gonna break your arm, or you gonna tap out. So that's what I'm saying. Is I said I'm surprised. I'm not saying they wrong. I'm just saying I'm surprised that when it gets to a point where dude is laying there and you have to say, hey man, get your ass up and fight or tap out. I don't think that should be on the one that's standing up. Is my point. I think that's on you to figure out, hey, do I want to risk getting up, or you gonna knock me the hell out?
I think it's on both of them.
Yeah, because my thing is in
that instance, it was seriously on both of them. And even I was like, look, what are y'all gonna do? Because you just standing here, you not even striking him. He's down. Like either you're gonna kick him, you gonna mount him. What you gonna do?
And I agree with that part as far as doing something. I feel like
let's get the fight going.
But let's say I understand the business side of it, right? So let's say we in a street fight, and you ever heard the dude say, "Man, he ain't gonna throw no punch. He ain't gonna throw no punch. Swing first, swing first, swing first." Everybody know the dude that say swing first is the dude that really don't want to fight. That's how I feel. I feel like if you get to a point where you scared to stand your ass up and you sitting back talking about come get me or let me up, you kind of lost at that point. And I hear it. I understand the sport. I understand the money. Just, when he was down like that, and I understand the ref saying, all right, he helpless or whatever, but I guess what I'm saying is I don't feel like rules is rules. Get it? He violated. I don't feel like he should have lost because your ass got your head kicked in because you was down. Nigga was down. That's all I'm saying. Nigga was down. Illegal or whatever. It took me back to the Floyd Mayweather situation where dude put his hand up to dap Floyd and Floyd didn't want to and Floyd knocked him out. He was trying to dap him up. It wasn't classy. But it's boxing.
No, but I mean, in a sport, you got to be professional. There's rules for a reason.
I agree.
You got to have some type of class when you're fighting, even if it is UFC.
And I agree with that, and that's why I said I'm not. Just
if you want to do illegal shots, there's other leagues that you can go fight in.
I agree. He lost. He fucked up. But I'm just saying, I was surprised. That's the first fight that I've ever seen in UFC where dude had 3-4 times and chances to get up. He catching his breath. He on his knees, and he basically was saying, "Let me up, let me up." I just feel like, shit, you can't get up, nigga. And again, I get what you're saying because if you're down, and I guess it's a catch-22 because Buddy was looking at him.
Was it him or was it his ring that was saying, let him up? Because old boy was being defensive when he was on the ground.
Well, the dude is laying there. He would hold his head up to rest, and he would keep his legs up to kick if you attacked. He's in a defense position. But at that point, he's sitting there, and he's basically baiting Buddy to come hit him. And dude is standing there saying, no, I'm not hitting. Get your ass up. Get your ass up. Now, again, what you're saying is go beat his ass and get down there. Dude wanted that. But at the same time, he didn't want to get back up in that situation and, get snuffed. So I'm saying from my position and my perspective, if you're the one that's on your back and you ended up there, whether I tripped you or whether I hit you or you fell or whatever, it's on you to tap the fuck out or get the fuck up. That's how I feel about the UFC shit. I just feel like, if you ended up on your back, you fucked up somewhere. I don't think that should have been on the dude that's sitting there saying, get your ass up and take his ass whooping like a man.
But I mean, if you, at the same time, you gonna knock a fighter down, you got a knockdown, you need to take advantage of it.
I agree, and so, but I'm also not going.
Like I said before, like, I don't get you just gonna lay there and you just gonna stand there. That's why the ref was like, up or down, what are y'all gonna do? Let's keep fighting.
Listen, I agree. That's the money.
We got a fight to do.
What I'm saying is that's the money part of it. But the common sense part of it is if you're down, that's on your ass to get back up safely. If you roll over on your back and I knock you out, if you roll over and I choke you, if you try to get up and I beat the shit out of you some more, that's still on you. If you want to stay on your back, I think you should have points deducted. You should be losing. It should be like a countdown like anything else. It should be a ref counting down, tapping you the fuck out. Get off your back. That's how I feel. You're down. I'm not down.
I don't feel that in that situation.
I do. But again,
I feel like if he's if he's doing like some even though Nick get it in, but if I'm laying down on if we standing up and I just lay the fuck down and try to stay there and say come get, that's different. But if you knock me down, instead of you coming down here to finish,
listen,
you just stand over me throwing kicks.
He got knocked down. He was being defensive. He did what he was supposed to do.
Point. Yeah.
I know that he was on the defense. I can't remember Brez's name, but either you're gonna attack or you're gonna back up and let him get up so you can fight standing up. You got to make a decision.
If you're standing next to me throwing leg kicks.
But the other thing is when he's on his knees and you're holding his head down and you knee him illegally, you knew it was an illegal hit.
Stay your ass on your feet.
Don't do an illegal hit because you know the risk.
Listen,
you know the risk.
It's an up and down game.
I hear you. I'm just saying
he
this.
risked it.
There's a
He
right,
risked
but
it.
there's a lot of blame put on the dude that's down as opposed to the dude that's up. That's all I'm saying. Stay your ass on your feet.
You're being told he's down. Don't kick him. And you need him.
As opposed to, listen to what I'm saying. I'm
You're
not
a fighter,
I'm not
you should know that.
Right. I'm not mad at that. I'm saying as opposed to telling the dude that's standing up, hey, let him up. Why not tell the dude that's down, yo, get your ass up or tap out? That's my point.
He did. He said up or down. What are you gonna do? Up or down? Get up.
Right. All I'm saying is the difference is all I'm saying in rules is rules. I get it. He disqualified. All I'm saying rules is rules. I feel like going forward, just me, if your ass is on your back, whether you laid there, got knocked down or whatever, if you're on your back, I think it should be on you to get your ass up or tap the fuck out. I don't think the gesture or the pressure should be on the dude that's still on his feet. That's all I'm saying.
You gotta be.
It's on both of them, though.
If you threatening to whoop my ass,
if you knock me down,
I'm gonna defend myself on the ground.
If you knock me down and we're fighting, I'm gonna kick you.
What am I missing?
That's the only way I can get you away from me so I can get up.
Listen.
I'm trying to get up and you threaten to still throw leg kicks.
So
jump down here. I'm
not
gonna
gonna
defend
do-
myself.
Fam, so you
What
tell
you're
us
not
what
gonna
you're
do
up.
is mount me and do some ground and pound. No.
Are
you talking about him being on his back, or are you talking about him getting illegally kneed? Like which one?
I'm talking about him being on his
They're two-
back. The illegal knee is illegal knee, but what I'm saying is, overall, right? Y'all going hard right now, and all I'm saying is, if the point of any fight, UFC, boxing, street, or whatever, is to beat your ass,
right?
Why is it on me? Why would you tell me I lost or I'm supposed to attack when your ass is down? Get your ass up.
Because that's what fighting is.
It's not.
You're not gonna point it. If you're not gonna point it up, if you knock your opponent down, it's your job to finish it. He's not
right. Defending myself.
But hear me. If you scared to get your ass back up, I didn't win.
He's not. That's not how he lost.
You losing me. Scared to get up. I'm defending.
He lost because he got kneed in the face illegally.
No. Listen, we're before that. We're before that.
Like flying
Listen,
I'm defending.
Exactly my point.
Are you talking about when he's on his back and
I'm talking on his back. I'm talking before. I'm talking before the knees. I'm saying why is the onus on? Why is the onus on the guy standing up? That's all I'm saying.
It's not.
It was
on both of them. The ref told them both of them.
You have to initiate action. So at that point,
I hear you.
At that point, Sterling was on his back, and he was conceding on his back, but then Peter was not attacking either. So at the same time, it's like if both of us aren't initiating action,
I got
both
that.
of y'all get up.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying?
Listen, I'm 100.
So like if both y'all gonna stand there and look at each other, then
I'm 100% on all of that. I hear all of that. We're past that. What I'm saying to you is, as part of the rules, just hear me. Let's take boxing, prime example, right? If you decide that you want to stay down and the ref is counting to 10, you have a choice to get your ass up. And mind you, boxing, they don't get to attack you at that point. Get your ass up,
right? Or
we count you out.
But the difference between this and boxing is that boxing, you don't take anybody to the ground. In this game, you do. So a part of this combat sport is that you can take people to the ground and actually do work on the ground. And boxing, you can't. So the only time that you're down on the ground, the only time that you're down in boxing is if you get knocked out. In this sport, you can go down to the ground. I mean, you can go down to the ground and actually do work and get business. But in this case, neither one of them was initiating action.
Exactly, Brooke. Okay, and I got that.
That wouldn't work.
And all I'm saying is,
Sterling, if you get knocked down, your opponent who knocked you down is getting the point. It's not a good look if you're getting knocked down.
And I'm saying at that point, if you don't, what I'm saying is change the rule to.
If you get knocked down, it's not like boxing because you can fight on the ground.
I got you. But what I'm saying to y'all is, at some point there has to. I feel like there should be a rule that puts you on the. If I'm not on the ground and you just on the ground because I knocked you out, get a count or start deducting points. Make you get up. Force you to get up. Even if you getting choked out, stay up. It's UFC. Don't go down. If you don't want to go to the ground, don't go down. But I feel like there should be.
But the thing is like because you fight on the ground though, like some people may be comfortable in that spot.
I got you.
A lot of people are.
And there's people that are comfortable attacking and they get fucked up. And I'm saying all of that is great and all that shit is well and good. And I'm not talking about the illegal kick per se. I'm saying there was about 4 or 5 times the ref said up and down, up and down, up and down, and then he'll break the fight up and let Buddy get up. What I'm saying is, if you get your ass knocked down, why is it on the ref to stop and give you a breather to get the fuck up?
The ref told him up or down that once, the last knockdown. Before that, I believe it was his corner telling him to let him up.
Well, listen, either way, we stand on this too long.
Because he didn't want to go to the ground.
All I'm saying is, when I'm gonna end it with this. I understand the rules. The rules are the rules. Got it. That's the first time that I have ever seen UFC be so babying of a fighter. That's all I'm saying. I've never seen it, and I watched a lot of fights. I've never seen a nigga.
Happened a gang of times.
I've never seen a dude that's like basically.
I've seen the ref say, "Yo," I've seen motherfuckers standing up, and the ref like, "Yo, I'm taking points if y'all don't do something."
Right,
like,
and that's my point, is to start taking points. But at the end of the day, if I sat there and you knocked me down, I tripped, I fell, or whatever the case is, and I sit there and say, "Let me up, you let me up, let me up, you let me up, move away, back up, let me get." That's some. That's not. I'm sorry.
It's on both fighters. I'm looking at the fighter standing up. Are you going to stand over him, or you going to try to finish it? What do you do? What are both these two fighters in? What are both of y'all doing? That's what I'm looking at.
Neither one initiated action. They were both just kind of looking at each other. So at that point, get up. We're not gonna just let the time run off here.
Get your gun, man. That's all I'm saying. If you can't get your ass up and I got you down, it's a wrap.
If you scared the ground and pound, get your ass up.
The thing is like you don't. But the difference of what you're saying is that I get what you're trying to say, but the problem is like you don't necessarily have to get up in the UFC, like because being on the ground doesn't mean anything.
I can counter that with saying I don't necessarily have to get on the ground with your ass.
Right, and if
we
you're
start
not,
standing up, it'd be different if it was wrestling and we started and I'm laying on the ground with you and we get to our feet.
Then we're gonna do the same thing that the ref did. Okay, well then get up and let's go.
Just like we use boxing, same thing with the clinch. All right, y'all, all right, enough.
Right.
Of this
So again,
even
with the clinch, when you see a dude that's holding and he trying to breathe and the rest of that shit, at some point you like, fam, stop fucking holding. That's how I feel about the nigga that's laying on the ground. Fam, get your ass up. Get up. That's it. Now, if you clenching and you doing the same thing that happened to what's his name, and you put your arms up, you want to touch gloves and the nigga knock you out, that's on you. Within the rules. That's on you. Whatever you do within those rules or whatever boxing and the nigga put hands on you and knock you down, that's on you. I'm just saying UFC for me, if anything goes, then why the hell we let niggas up? That's all.
Action, man.
But listen, on to the next. Congratulations to Nunes. I can't believe your boy lost.
I can.
Yeah,
I wasn't shocked, man. I wasn't shocked at all.
I wasn't shocked. I was definitely disappointed.
Yeah, I wouldn't say shocked.
That part, yeah.
Anyway, so what's up, Marcus, man? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. How's your weekend?
Not too bad, man. How's yours? Seeing all this craziness in Atlanta right now.
Fam. Speaking of, my man had a raincoat on. Oh my God, Atlanta, man, Atlanta.
Bitches are starting GoFundMe to get home.
Yeah, the GoFundMe, the dice games in the lobby. The multiple missing wheels off of vehicles.
Look, they not finna do shit in Atlanta ever again.
I don't know what to say about Atlanta.
The thing that killed me is you want to be there and be popping so bad that you renting U-Haul trucks and vans to drive and pop out in and get dressed.
They're
and sleep
sleeping in the U-Haul vans.
I know.
Who is?
They said they called them IG models, but these women couldn't get hotels or last minute whatever rental cars and everything else. They're sleeping in U-Haul vans and trucks.
What?
Yes. yes. There's actual videos of them popping out fully dressed, bro. Heels on, fuck them dresses and everything. They popping out of the back of U-Hauls, yo.
Hopping out the big 1995 sign behind them.
Brooks say Marcus got Popeye arms. Yo. Brooks. Oh my God. Yeah, listen, he be in the gym, man. You know what I'm saying? Boy be in the gym. But yeah, Atlanta's a wild thing, man. But it just bring back it just is one of them things like I was telling y'all, man, for people that have to be involved and have to be seen and it's just too much. What was the girl? She said the GoFundMe.
I'm like it.
Yeah, the girl flew out. The girl bought a one-way ticket to Atlanta.
A one-way.
She one-way ticket to Atlanta. Only have $400. Her unemployment ain't hit.
She started.
This is the GoFundMe. I sent you guys the thing, the comments. She said her unemployment was supposed to hit while she was out there,
and it didn't.
It didn't hit.
The stimmy didn't hit.
She's stuck, so she started a GoFundMe.
Get sense on her face.
Listen,
can we just
to get her home?
Unemployment was looking at them stores like, oh yeah.
Hey, put a hold on that one.
They was watching. They was watching them posts. Oh, you got money, huh? All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, dog. Listen, it's just.
So, what was the goal for her though?
What the goal
probably try and get some dude with some money. Get some dude with some money.
The only reason why do I need Kevin Samuel to come in here and talk about this?
The only reason, and let's just be clear, I love sports. I love sports. I love all sports. But most of the women going to All-Star Weekend are going to find them a dude.
But are you a
niggas are the same way?
No. She on unemployment. She on unemployment. She on unemployment.
I need to Kevin Samuel her right now. How in the hell do you think you're gonna find the top 1% being on unemployment? Who told you that?
No, listen, don't down her. Don't down her. You don't
know.
Who
told you that?
One-way ticket.
Oh man.
So that means you thought on your one-way ticket that somebody was gonna fly you home. That you was that cold that somebody was gonna fly you back home.
You know what?
She came to Atlanta with all the confidence in the world.
How did you think you could come to Atlanta with $400 on unemployment on a one-way ticket, and unemployed? and listen, I'm a Kevin Samuel her. I'm sorry. and I'm sorry. I apologize.
She was shaped like a bag of flowers.
I apologize.
And look the way you look. And look the way
her
you
bad
look.
Body ass. She knew damn well she wasn't gonna get flown back out.
Listen, I'm gonna just go ahead and echo. I'm gonna just go ahead and echo Marcus' sentiment, and I'm gonna say I hate niggas, man. No, I'm dead serious, yo. Y'all know I've come on here before. I got one rule when it comes to finances and everything else, man. You know, I don't.
People donated like $5-6. They didn't donate nothing.
No, she was at $700 and something of her.
She get her ticket.
Yeah, of her $1,500, which is why.
That's all it's gonna cover is the ticket.
Which is why I hate niggas. I'm sorry,
Joe. Tickets is cheap right now. Tickets are cheap, so she's gonna be able to stay another night before she flies back.
And that's my problem, right? So here's the thing.
I think she capped me, yo.
I thought that too. I thought that too. And but listen, here's my problem. Here's my problem.
Right.
And I'm gonna sound like a hater, like a motherfucker, right? But no, seriously, I said this before, man. Like, if you one of my homies or some shit, and you got money for Jordans or you got money for whatever, and I understand shit happens, I'm gonna look at you a little funny if you need to borrow some bread, right?
Right.
Now, if you're on unemployment, the last thing you should be thinking about is All-Star fucking weekend. I understand hustles and everything like that. I've said it before.
She's trying to get some dick.
Got you.
Right.
You better do that shit at Walmart. You better do that shit at Walmart.
If you ain't working, that don't mean you can't get that.
Exactly. Niggas is going. You know what I'm saying?
Chances are she got it and got hit with the Jadakiss laugh is what I'm thinking.
But let's just be honest. Let's just be honest, man. Like, at the end of the day, there's a lot of things that you can support. Fam, who the fuck donated money to this girl?
Who did that?
I hate you niggas.
I
hate her, and I hate you niggas, man. I'm sorry. I don't care. Call me what you want to. I hate you niggas, bro.
Only person I was going to donate some money to was my man that worked at the pizza joint.
Which one? What you talking about?
Remember that man had a.
Oh yeah, the one that hit the boxes. You're right. You're right.
I'd send him some money. He was upset.
I was like, what is his cash app?
Yeah.
Where's his cash app? Because I need to tip this man right now. He about to have a breakdown because they didn't tip this man.
Yeah. And for y'all that don't know, man, it was a pizza man that stood out there. It was either the snowstorm or the rain or something. He was delivering pizza, and they gave him $5 tip, right? And he knocked over. He stood in the rain. Tip. He got no tip.
No
tip. Pause. And he just had a breakdown. I understand it. But you're absolutely right, man. Especially when you talking hard work, when you could be doing a lot worse out there, and you start to do shit for people that don't want to leave their house during the rain, and they order food and they don't want to give you a tip. But again, for legitimate business owners, black businesses, black people that really need it, black people that are really struggling, people in general, it don't even have to be black. Fuck you niggas just donating to this bird. This bird bitch that's out there for fucking. I'm sorry, I don't care, man.
Does anybody know where the GoFundMe is at this point? How much has she made?
I know. Listen, it was damn near 800 when I
she
last
probably had
saw
a goal by now.
Yeah, she's probably.
What was her goal? What was her goal?
Her goal was
1300.
1300. It was like 1300.
What kind of ticket? Was she flying first class?
She flying to New York.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, Chris, all bullshit aside, yes, that's why I said I'm a hater, bro. I'm a hater. If a woman can make $1,500 and she out here trying to be seen at fucking All-Star Weekend on unemployment, I'm always hating. I hate niggas that scam. I'm sorry. I hate niggas that ain't arrested.
I think she closed her GoFundMe. I can't find the link now.
She the real MVP. She got that bread, yo. She was capping. I don't believe none of that.
And I thought the same thing.
She got the bread good for her. If you can get your coins,
Here's my thing. If you got friends that is out there pulling moves like this, please talk to them, because ain't no reason why you should buy a one-way ticket anywhere, and you should be going with only $400 and you ain't got no money.
One of two things.
The reality
sit your ass at home.
The reality situation is this: she just made $1,300 in less than an hour.
Bruh.
Damn.
Whether
if she gets it,
and we know
coins, queen.
No, she gonna get it. She gonna get it. She gonna get it. I know. Sable said that she watched the what is it? The OnlyFans documentary or whatever.
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
I wanted to watch that.
Still need to look at that.
How was that?
How was it?
It's very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Feel us in pause.
Did it make you think about it?
It made me mad as hell that I didn't do it before that shit got
That's
popular.
what I'm saying. Did it make you think about it? Like, damn.
I should have did it. I'm not even gonna lie. I should have had an OnlyFans. This broad posted a video of just her cleavage and just like super sexy, like maybe 30 seconds, maybe a minute long, made 10 grand. What you mean?
Yeah.
So yes, I'm a little salty that I didn't get on OnlyFans.
Tanner,
it is too late.
Tanner,
it is too late.
What happened?
No. Listen, Tanner, Tanner, we gonna get on game.
There ain't no money left in that.
We're gonna get on game streaming.
They ain't making no money anymore?
No, so that's the whole point of the documentary, is to talk about how oversaturated it is and how people who were once making like full-time living off of it, like unless you're a name, because so many different people are coming to OnlyFans and the creators are kind of changing the purpose of it. Because like I can't remember which comedian it was, but he has an OnlyFans and it's where he does his podcast.
Donnell Riley.
It's not even anything
sexual.
Yeah. It's not even sexual. So they're trying to move it from being this sexual thing to something else. So a lot of people who were using just content, a lot of people who are using it for whether it was pictures, videos, whatever, they're losing money because everybody's trying to do it. But some of them that were on there from the jump is still making a lot of money. It was 10 grand in a weekend. That is some shit. I don't care who you are.
I figured
10 grand in a weekend. That's shit.
Yeah.
Not in a month.
Taught me what I could do. What I could do. I'm gonna make me a page on OnlyFans.
I'm done with you. I'm done with you until you.
I'm gonna dress up as a rabbit with titties. I bet you I get money.
Rabbit with titties.
Guarantee. I promise. I seen it. I dress up as a rabbit with titties.
Here's the crazy thing.
God damn it, Brittany.
The crazy thing is that you could legit go into OnlyFans for just a month and make a killing just because of people subscribing. Once you set your price, they subscribe. It's a wrap. They could just.
How do they pay them out though? Like what percentage do they get?
That part.
OnlyFans gets 20% and you keep 80%.
Okay.
I was like.
And then so I need to watch this documentary.
Me too.
You know what was surprising? There's a lot of men that do OnlyFans. And it was it's very interesting.
Do they say anything about how many of those?
Hey, look at Marcus. Look at Marcus.
You said what?
I said, do they say anything about how many of those accounts might be just ran by men?
No, they didn't get like too deep into it. It was really just kind of showing people what OnlyFans was.
Gotcha.
And, Chris, that's the reason why I didn't sign up for OnlyFans. I make 10 grand a month right now, fully clothed in my living room.
Talk
So I'm good.
Well, listen,
man. That's the thing. You could show pictures of your feet. It could be anything. People have all these weird fetishes. They'll pay for whatever.
Not the furries, not the cartoon bunny lovers.
Somebody over there in a Lola Bunny outfit right now making a gang of money.
That's Mike. That's Mike Bunny.
Mike Bunny. The MJ Bunny.
Girl.
Well, listen.
Brittany knows somebody who got an OnlyFans. It's very interesting.
Never mind. I don't even want to know. California's a wild place, man. Y'all hit a whole terrorist out there like a week ago. This nigga hit a army artillery bomb shit thing going on. What the fuck? That
was down the street from my house.
Oh wow.
God damn. Boy he had loadouts, yo. Like straight Call of Duty loadouts, bro.
No, he dead ass he did. I'm gonna send you the pictures and said it was crazy.
You didn't see that, Santana?
Nah, I ain't seen it.
So cops responded to a bomb threat. I think, or they were disarming a bomb or something. And so they were out there pulling stuff out of his house. They had a sheet covering the whole driveway. Guns upon guns. Like, I think he had 40 different assault rifles, handguns.
Yeah, guns.
30
bro.
to 40,000 rounds of ammunition.
Fam,
dynamite. He was going to war. He had a rocket. I think he had like a rocket launcher and something else.
What was he trying to do?
Tanner, he had loadouts, bro.
Yeah, he was a war. It sounded like a war. What they call them? I forget what they call them. Them gun runners, but he's about to be a problem.
Yeah, warlords, lords of war.
War dog.
Definitely.
He's a war dog. That's
I'm
war
dog.
War dog.
Listen, Brooke, you can't do it because you got a problem with the streamers. We had a whole podcast for you. You wanted all the smoke. You can't put a sister on. You can't do it. You can't do it. You can't do it. You already took your stance. You can't double back on that. Sorry, not sorry. It's a wrap for that. Well, so Lola's bunny body. Santana?
What the furry boys going wild over the Space Jam trailer?
Listen, we
Lola
living in crazy
a regular rabbit. You know what I'm saying?
She had tits. Times, bro. We living in crazy times. We're living in crazy times.
Between that and then all the women on Twitter thirsting over Vashawn.
Over who?
Thirsting over who?
Vashawn.
Oh, Vision.
AKA Vashawn.
Oh, Vashawn. I got you.
Stupid.
I got you.
Yeah.
Women is really thirsting over Vision on Twitter. It's a whole thread. He showed up in that turtleneck and bitches didn't know how to act.
I'm weak.
Turtleneck and the gold chain on. Like, yo.
They threw them
They put that Cuban on him.
They even got him waves in the beard.
They put that Cuban on him and it was.
Oh, look. Sit your hot ass down. Hot ass. Yo, it's funny what gets sexualized or what gets. Listen, we live in a crazy time. I said it. I said it on Facebook, man. But we're slowly getting to the point where it's demolition, man. Where you're gonna get fined for cursing and you can't do shit, and old cartoons and action figures and movies and stuff are gonna be banned, and things of the past, and you got to hoard them somewhere and hide them as collectibles and stuff, because everything is fucking watered down and soft, man.
I know this. I'm gonna say this, and I know we're gonna talk about it, but let's just go ahead and pop it off since we kind of going down that lane. I mean, we're in a time where I can't read a Dr. Seuss book, but Caitlyn Jenner is Woman of the Year.
No, forget Caitlyn Jenner.
And I'm not saying for anybody who wants to do that or feels that way. Look, feel the way you want to feel. But what I'm saying is this: like, one thing we're normalizing, as in that's okay. And if we want to normalize that, then fine. Okay, that's fine. So why am I taking away a Dr. Seuss book?
Exactly.
Like one does not.
You know what it goes back to?
I'm trying to weigh both of these things right here. Like, okay, we want to normalize one of these. Okay, we cool with that. We'll normalize it. Fine, whatever. That's what you want to do. Cool. But then why am I taking away green eggs and ham?
You know why?
Are they taking away green eggs and ham?
Yes, all of that. Dr. Seuss.
I thought it was. No, it's only 6 books.
I'm just using it as an example. I'm just saying that,
for context purposes, the books that they are taking away are one. Let's just be clear. Dr. Seuss, the writer of the Dr. Seuss books, was a known racist, as most white men in the early 1900s. So a lot of his books that depicted other so am I. But so I'm just being honest. I'm watching the Grinch.
Unless he called me a nig to my face, I'm watching the Grinch.
So a lot of the characters that are in so there's 6 books that they're pulling. The characters that are in those books that are of other ethnicities are depicted in the derogatory stereotypes. So the ones from Africa look like zoo animals or monkeys.
The ones that are from with a Cuban link and a do-rag on. What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
But this is hold on. This is what I'm asking. This is what I'm asking. What are we
talking about? We just put a do-rag and a Cuban link on a blue dude.
Are we okay with? But are we okay with? Do we draw the line? Because people get mad when you see people in blackface, but then you have children's books who do it. So are you picking and choosing what you're getting mad at?
We just put Vision in light skin face, bro. We just
did days bugs.
We just put a dude with a do-rag on, a Black and Miles in his mouth, and a Cuban link.
And a gold chain on.
Oh, and he had grill.
That got more than one woman.
Listen, here's my problem, right? I think, listen.
He probably got somebody pregnant. I don't know.
Listen, what Marcus is trying to say is, it's funny, right, when, let's say black people start to speak equality. And then they get mad at Obama for not reversing slavery and giving them white slaves. It's not funny. It's not a joke. It's not equality. You want revenge. You want reverse racism. You want some shit that's countered or whatever. So it's the same thing when you get to talking about the alphabet community, LBGTQ, whatever, the FIG. You start getting talking about them, and they start saying, "Hey, it's okay for Dwayne Wade's son to identify with whatever he wants to, but I'm not allowed to." Be me. I'm not allowed to. I have to respect everything about you and tiptoe around everything around you. If you decide that you want to change genders and do things or identify as such in the workplace and everything else, I'm at risk of losing my job because you are around and I said him because I see him, but you want them or you want they or you want her or some shit along them lines, and we're not getting equality no more. You want to fit in. You want to be treated like everybody else, but you also want special attention. It's a weird fucking thing. So that's what we kind of getting at. I believe in the freedom of speech shit. At the end of the day, be who you are. Don't tiptoe around me. Tell me exactly who you are. Make movies, make music, politics, run, whatever you want to do, and forget council culture. If I don't want to watch it, or if I want to watch it to get educated and identify the shit, that's on me. But, if I make music that you don't want to listen to, don't fucking listen to it.
No, that's correct. But like Ladarian said, his estate decided to do it. Nobody was tripping off of Dr. Seuss.
And that's
books.
fine.
They're the ones who decided to say, you know what, it's not with the times. We're gonna remove the books, and everybody's up in arms about it. But if it's that person's decision to say, you know what I did in the past was wrong, I'm gonna remove this or I'm gonna correct it, I don't understand why people are mad about it.
Listen, and that's fine. But at the same time, when you start to get into everything that's going on, including social media, because y'all seen me. I had a couple problems this week with Facebook and Instagram. It just doesn't make sense when you start sitting back and you listening to these people that's running these networks or running whatever start to censor the shit that you say. Me personally, say what you say. I'd rather know who a Karen is or a racist than you to block them and make them not say nothing and then, fuel their rage or make them hide it or make them go elsewhere, whatever. I'm not on Snapchat. I'm not on none of that shit, right? So if you start to go to these little networks or creating your own networks and stuff where y'all start planning these bomb attacks, I would never see it. Let them be in the open. All of that. That's all I'm saying. At the end of the day, when we start
let them be in the open, and then there's no consequences for it, or what's the line? Where's the line drawn?
There's consequences.
That's what we're trying to figure out is where do we draw the line at? Like where is the line drawn? Like at some point in time, there is racial issues, there's racial sensitivity, and there's stuff that's going overboard. Like, and we got to figure out where to draw the line is. It's like, we can sit up here and joke about what we talked about with Vision and everything. It's all cool as jokes and nobody cares. It's like, and that's fine. And if Caitlyn Jenner and D Wade's now daughters, Zaya, is that correct?
Yes.
Zaya.
Wants to be called Zaya, and we cool with that. Okay, all right, that's fine. But at the same time, we can get overly sensitive about a Dr. Seuss book and about that. So at some point in time, we got to figure out, all right, which line are we going to stand on? Now, I believe if you dress up in blackface, that's a whole different. Now you didn't cross the line. The line was there, you crossed it. But that's where I draw it at. But at the same time, with the Dr. Seuss book, the reason why people are up in it is like, okay, can we say anything? Like, there is a certain thing that we can joke about us having a Cuban link on, and it's still funny. Like, it's funny, and it's okay.
Well, here's the thing,
It's
right?
okay. It's funny.
But the problem is you don't know. Okay, let's say a senator, right, does dress in blackface, or your boss dressed in blackface, puts it on the internet, and he's canceled. All right, you do have the right to fire him, petition, whatever the fuck it is. But I mean, my point is, if you start to get to a point where people can't even post the shit or move a certain kind of way, say the shit or whatever, because at the end of the day, it's really up to you to support it or whatever. I think cancel culture, for the most part, for me, is, all right, listen, Kevin Hart said some shit. You can choose not to listen to him. Just don't buy his shit or tune into him. That's on you.
I feel like this. I feel like there are certain things that are right and wrong, and that we need to stand on the right side of things. I also think there's things that you have an opinion on. You know what I'm saying? Like racism, we all need to be on the same side of that. Like, no doubt. Like, we all should feel the same way about that.
But you can't go over it, though.
But if you come to me about Caitlyn and Zaya, and I feel a different way than what society wants me to feel, I shouldn't be canceled for that. I don't think we all need to stand on a certain side for that, because I may feel a certain way about that. I don't think that's wrong. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe that. So I feel like in certain circumstances, like, we shouldn't cancel people for voicing their opinion. You can't force my opinion on that specific thing. Now, there are certain things that you can and be like, well, you just can't be racist to be racist. You just can't. That's just wrong. You know what I'm saying? But in certain situations, you know what? I may have a different opinion on it. That don't mean I hate the person or I dislike the person. I just have a different opinion about it.
See, here's the thing, right?
And I should be okay to voice that.
Here's the thing. What he's saying is, I can sit back and say, hey, iPhone is the best. And then you could say Android is the best. And I say, whoa, you can't say that. You can't say that. It's like, you can't do that. Like, you have to be even with the shit. Like, if you're gonna give somebody the platform or the okay to be them, you still got to give the other side the same thing. Now, that's not saying that you have to support it. That's not even saying that you have to go as far as hiring them. That's on you. But to sit back and say that one side, it basically, it's like I said, you're getting to a point where you're saying white people and racism exist, slavery existed, all the rest of these things exist. But when black people decide that they want to have slaves or whatever, you're gonna okay it, and it's like, that's not equality. You can't say white slavery is bad, but black slavery is okay because we're shooting for X, Y, Z. It's slavery is bad across the board. Freedom of speech across the board. Equality across the board. If you're free to be you, I'm free to be me. There's consequences for everything that you do, and some of them consequences just should be, you just can't work here, dog. You are not qualified for this position. You're not qualified to be in this position of power. You're not the voice or the face or the look of this product, this brand, this show that we want to do, and we're not going in that direction. But I feel like that's where it ends. Outside of that, say what you want, do what you want. That's where I'm at with it. That's on you if you feel that way. I don't have to tune in. Nobody has to tune in. Nobody's forced to tune in. Cancel culture is like reaching back to a post I posted today, right? Like I said, not today, this week. The old movie Belly, it was a questionable scene in there. You go back and you get rid of all movies with questionable scenes and things that go on, and it's like you start reaching back into art, or you start reaching back into history, and then certain shit just is not there no more. Some things are learning experiences. Some things are there for educational purposes. Some shit is just informative. Some things are signs of the times. But if we start canceling everything, I promise you, like I said, you get to a point where you say, well, shit, the bunny shit. Prime example. Here we are, 2021. got to sit back and question if LeBron James and that staff under-sexualized a fucking cartoon bunny or, listen, it's just like, why is that the focal point?
It's real talk.
Like, why is that the focal
silly
point?
Question. Like, why are we even talking about this?
Exactly. Like, and then I'm gonna tell you where it goes into. I'm gonna tell you where it goes though. It goes into. It's a lot of different ways that goes to. It's not just the dudes or whatever that's mad about it. It goes into women that are gonna come out and say, why did they have the female basketball player looking like that? Or that's not how we're built in the WNBA, and why are they representing us like that? And it's a lot of different ways that you could take it at any given time. And it's like, fam, it's a fucking cartoon. You can't win.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how anyone thinks it should go, what anyone's opinions is. Someone's going to be upset about it. Right. Someone's not going to be happy with it. And it just is what it is. Because even with like the logic that you're using, it's the same logic that those Southerners who got mad that Confederate statues were being torn down or that they couldn't use the Confederate flag in state business. They're saying the same thing. If you don't like it,
well, listen,
don't be around it.
And I was a part of that, though. I was a part of that. Yeah.
No, I know, but it's like, but people were upset.
It's the same thing with the Harriet. I know, but I'm saying, I'm saying the same thing.
It's the two things. Like, you got one side who's going to be okay with it, and you got the other side who's not going to be okay with it. There's never going to be.
I know, and I agree, and that's why I said it's so funny because you tearing down statues and shit like that, and it's like the whole Constitution and amendments and everything else still exists and so on and so forth. But again, I'm of the cloth. If you want to fly a flag representing a loss or some dumb shit, that's on you. But I know who you are when you fly it. And that's my point. That's why that's what I'm trying to get to the point where I can identify. Oh, that's what you rocking? Cool. I know who you are. You know what I'm saying? And when you start getting to the point when you start getting to the point where I was getting at before with the social networks and everything else, when they started to take their shit to a platform that I'm not privy to and start making these plans, the FBI and the CIA or whatever get in. If you of the people to understand that none of these are for you and they don't really care and they never gonna label these people domestic terrorists or stop the shit at the end of the day, you just never gonna see it. I would much rather see you on Facebook and okay, I see you. This is what you feel like. This is who you are. This is what you represent. Stay away from you. I know where this area is. Yeah, if you don't want to hire her, fire her, go to her job, support her business, cool. But now you're not gonna get that access is where I'm getting at. They're gonna hide it, and it's still gonna be there and everything else. Even with pedophilia and everything else, like as long as you keep making people, you're okaying the shit that wasn't back then. What was it? Gays, lesbians, transgenders, and everything is coming to the forefront. Literally every movie and every show has to.
Right. So I think you're from the standpoint is like, okay, so now we're overdoing one thing and underdoing another. So
which is what I said.
It's like, okay, so now we're promoting that thing, community, but then we got to take away the other community.
You know what they said.
Somebody's going to get upset about that. And and my thing is with this has a play on social media too, because this is the gift and curse of social media. And I'm going to address a little comment that was made just a second ago about freedom of speech. Is that now the opinions that were never heard are heard because everybody has a voice that can reach a lot of people, right? So it's like we always talk about, like for instance, I'm gonna kind of go back to the Cam Newton situation at his camp a couple of weeks ago, where the kid was mouthing off to Cam Newton, and I heard a lot of people that were older was like, hey, when I was growing up, I couldn't wait to see a professional athlete. I was in awe of a professional athlete. Like I would never disrespect a professional athlete. And I said, the reason why that's different today is because when we were growing up, I couldn't go out there and try to talk to LeBron James. I had no way of getting a hold of this dude. He was a superhero. Michael Jordan was a superhero to me. I could not talk to this guy. I couldn't touch him. I couldn't talk to him. I had no way of connecting with him. Through social media, we feel like we can. If he responds to somebody or responds to a comment, you feel like, oh, I know LeBron. I've talked to LeBron. So that respect of what he does, he thinks LeBron is one of his homeboys. He could jump on social media and directly get a hold of LeBron. Like now, whether LeBron responds or not, that's on LeBron, but he can directly go do that. Right. So because of that, that kind of respect level of what people have for each other is gone now, because he's like, listen, I can go talk to this dude and say what I want to, and people do it all the time, and I see it all the time. So not only do you see the respect, but you see the disrespect. So when we talk about freedom of speech, and you can say what you want to, Yeah, you can, but it doesn't mean it's always right, and it don't mean you always should. More importantly, like you can say whatever you want to say, but you can't say it at your job.
You know that saying that said,
like you can talk, you can say whatever you really want to say, but there's consequences to that.
It's the saying that what they said. They
on
said
social media a lot of times there's not, and that's kind of where we get in. So now you get the situation where we got a bunny out here, and now we got all these people coming from this, that, and the third. I got something to say about it. And now we got to figure out, okay, what do we do about it now?
Right.
Okay. Because now we have people that can reach a platform that we have to talk about. Like a Dr. Seuss author or something's like, okay, we have to worry about this because now we have people that maybe have an issue with this and that can reach a platform that can snowball on us. We didn't even mean it like that. So now we have to make a decision on, do we want to even deal with that or not because of what social media brings to it? Like I said, so it's kind of the gift and the curse because of what we can do and how information can basically just transport and blow up instantly through the masses because of what we have through social media. So that's just changed everything as far as how that goes.
The other thing that's changed is the lack of respect, because like you said, going back to the Cam Newton thing, that kid was disrespectful as hell. Majority of us would have never did it, whether we liked the player or not, just because we were raised with respect. Respect has gone out of the window in new generation, past generation, with anybody, because you're allowed to say whatever the hell you want to and there are no consequences. Exactly. So if we have respect for one another, as corny as that sounds, but if you respect everybody, you respect what a person's opinion, just because you don't agree with it doesn't mean you have to live with it. Respect it. You respect somebody's lifestyle. You're not living that lifestyle. I respect it. Do you? You're an adult. But no one has any respect. So everybody's meddling into what everybody else is doing. Everybody wants to push their opinions, their ideas, their thoughts, their morals, their beliefs on everybody else. Respect it. Stay in your lane. If you don't like it, like D said, if you don't like it, don't watch it. Rush Limbaugh had a thriving career on being a misogynistic, racist piece of shit. You don't like it? Don't listen to him.
And then the flip side of that is if you listen to Charlemagne the God, and he goes mayonnaise mayhem or the mayonnaise color and the rest of that, he's allowed to say that. He gets away with it on his platform. He gets bigger, he says what he wants to. And it's what they've been saying for years. It's like reverse racism. You can call them mayonnaise, but if they call you a black motherfucker, you're gonna take offense to it. It's all hell. And I've always said if it's equality, I'm sorry, not sorry, kill me, whatever the case is, or whatever, murder me in the comments or whatever, but you can't just go around calling motherfuckers whatever you want and then get mad when they call you that. Oh, you've offended me now. Like, I get it. But again, when Obama got in and, all the jokes came out and niggas expected, to have white slaves the next day, we know that's, stop it. No, listen, stop playing. We know that was real. Like, a lot of people, when Obama got elected the president, they took presidency as exactly what I'm saying. They really believed in their heart of hearts that reparations was coming. It was going to be a whole black president giving and focusing on all black things and all black politics and everything to fix the black community and everything else. And it's like, that's you have to understand that while that's great, that's not equality. You want to be on top.
And that's not how the government is set up.
But even aside from that, when you start to hear people talk, most of the time when people talk and they say the things that they say, if you listen close enough, what they're really saying is, I'm supposed to be in that position. It's low-key hate. Why can't I have? They're not telling you, or they're not necessarily mad that you have it. They just don't want you to have it. They want to have it. They want to be the person there. And that's what I'm saying is, like, when you start to listen to the things that are going on, and like you said before at the top of the show, when you start to say Caitlyn Jenner is Woman of the Year, Caitlyn Jenner ain't even a woman. But I'm wrong for saying that when you were biologically born a man, and you're going to cancel me, but you're not going to cancel a man that comes up. And again, if then a man goes and beats the shit out of a woman, and then the police arrest him and he says, I identify as a woman, what are you going to do now? These are the things you feel what I'm saying? Like, you can't listen. I'm sorry. All you telling me is, and keep it a buck. All you're telling me is, if I go ahead and I beat the shit out of a woman right now, police identify me, and I tell them my name is Denisha, I identify as a woman, you have to book me as a woman. Mm-hmm. You have to view me as such, or I'm suing. I have a legitimate lawsuit these days. Who are you to tell me what I identify as and how I feel inside? That's some dumb shit. Nigga, I'm 6'4", 260. That's all I'm saying. It's not equality. You're asking for some shit and you want to be felt. Anyway, fucking titty bunnies and all this weirdo shit that's going on. It's just weird. And I don't care. Listen, and mind you, I'm telling you, I don't care necessarily what you do with your personal life. I don't care. It's just weird energy.
I hear you.
That's it. It's just weird fucking energy, man. It's just a weird time to be in. And again, we get to a point where there's too many fucking loopholes. And y'all hear me. Like, I can't be more specific than that. At the end of the day, if y'all see me get arrested tomorrow and I start to say that I identify as a woman, who's going to tell me differently?
I'll be like,
matter of fact,
Denisha.
listen,
I did a podcast with
Denisha. I'm Denisha. But again, listen, I could let's be honest. Y'all have seen it. I could identify as a kid right now. It's a whole. Oh wait, we don't know how to try this guy. That's where we're at with shit right now. Motherfuckers is waking up and laws are being made, and we don't know what the fuck is going on.
They're being made off of feelings.
And I'm the weirdo if I say that ain't no fucking kid. I'm the weirdo. That ain't no fucking fam. That's not
right. And
Game 7 is out of here. You come out.
I'm 100%. I'm 100% with you on that. It's like, why am I the one? Like a personal conversation I had with a friend of a friend. You know, there was a dude. He did not identify as a dude or as a female. He wanted to be identified as, I don't know, it was something in between. And I use the analogy of this. I was like,
he's non-binary.
Non-binary.
Yeah. Okay, that's what it is. Right. And I said, okay, like, I get it. Like, if you want to tell people that, and I get if that's what you want to say, like, you could tell me right now that the sky isn't blue. You can say that, and you can feel that in your heart and really be like, I just don't believe that it's blue.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at this mug right now and it's blue.
It's blue.
So I like, but am I the bad guy when I sit here and say,
listen,
nah,
you getting a whole lawsuit.
Here's where the line is. You're not the bad guy because you say that the sky is blue. You're the bad guy because you tell that person that they're wrong. That's what makes you the bad guy.
Yep.
See,
so
and they're not right.
Here, listen.
Like, But we can't just be out here saying that. Like, there has to be some accountability.
Let me ask y'all a question, man.
You can't keep telling me something.
But this is the thing. Here's my point on this, because I agree with you, but at the same time, it ain't affecting my life.
No. Listen. Listen. It does though. Maybe not yours.
No. I'm talking about legitimate people, not the bullshit. Legitimate people who are transgender or non-binary, because I have family members who are transgender. I have a step sibling that is transgender, and I have a very close friend that is transgender. And I've watched these people since I was a young child, early teenagers, struggle, go up into adulthood, and then decide to be like, you know what? This wasn't just a phase. This was real shit. I really feel like this.
And you can respect that.
It doesn't affect my life in the sense of they're changed or they're different. I'm respecting what they're going through. Now, the other people, like you just said, some people I don't really like, nah, man, nah. There's got to be lines drawn, but those friends have gone through hormones, sex changes, operations, and they are the happiest that they've ever been. Now, there's other people who might be doing it just because it's the wave, because it's cool to say that I'm non-binary, because, I don't identify as a woman. I don't identify as a man. My pronouns are they and them. That's what I'm going to do.
I'm mad. I just learned about this like maybe 24 hours ago. But listen, context, I don't care what you do, and I don't mean that in a derogatory way. Be who you are. What I'm saying is I've literally been in the workplace and involved where my job is at risk because I see him, but him and not him. Him somewhere else. And I don't think that's right. Now, I'm just going to stay away and I'm weirded. But now, aside from that, like I said, let me ask you a question. D Wade is he's going to be a Hall of Famer. D Wade is going to be a Hall of Famer.
Right.
His son decides to go to the WNBA. We okay with that? It's cool. This is the line that I'm talking about. I'm not mad at what you do. I'm not mad. But if D Wade's son, Zaya, or daughter, listen, do what you want. Hear me out. Do what you want. Do what you live your life. Be happy. I'm not. I want to stress this. I am not upset with what you do. But again,
what I don't like is I get that you feel like you may have been, you are the wrong gender, or you don't feel like you're a man, or you don't feel like you're a woman. But what I don't like is you're just going to sit there and act like science isn't real and that you weren't born with a women anatomy, or you weren't. No, and I'm saying what I'm saying. I'm saying what I'm saying. Anybody can come and holler in my DMs or say whatever the hell they want to say. Let's just facts are facts. Science is science. If you were born, and you can even have people say this, I was born the wrong gender. You're still acknowledging that you were born that gender. You're still acknowledging you were born a man. You were saying you were born the wrong gender, meaning inside, all right, you feel like a woman, but you are acknowledging that you were born a man. Right. What I don't like is people who are saying that that's not true.
Yeah.
Huh?
What I think what Denisha is saying is that, you know.
No. So my point is along the lines of what Denisha is saying. Yeah, you're right. If you were born a man, right, you're still biologically a man. Even if you take the hormones, you have the surgery, you were born. You have the genetic makeup of a man.
I agree 100% with you.
So
I agree
you should not be allowed to do things that people who are genetically born women will do. So you're not a woman. If you can't reproduce, you don't have a menstrual cycle, you're not a woman.
Yo, does anybody watch ATL?
That's exactly
Atlanta.
The point. That's exactly the point. But that's the point. Exactly what you just said. So that's where D's going with this. If exactly what you said is true,
I identify as a rich white man
for calling her a him when her really is a him.
No, because this is hold on. Because this is the thing. If that's how you want to be identified,
I can respect it.
By all means, I will respect that, and I will identify you as that.
I respect it.
But there's limits. But it's the same thing it's the same thing if I choose to be called something, whether it's my nickname or my name or I want you to respect that. Mm-hmm. My name is Sable. I want you to call me Sable.
No, it's not like a nickname.
I don't want you to call me something else.
It's not like a nickname.
No. But you know what I'm saying?
No.
But you're not in a truck with this person. You're not sitting with this person. You're not forced to hang out with this person. Right. But if you see that person in the 5 seconds that you're with them, you can at least say her, she, excuse me.
No, listen. So I get what you're saying, and that's why I said for me, it's a respect. I don't care. Like I said, at the end of the day, whatever you want to identify as, whoever you are, and I've always said that. Like even if you are, again, I don't have a problem with homosexuality or none of that shit, man. Like at the end of the day, you ain't as long as you ain't trying to brush up on me, I'm cool. Do what you do, mind your business, whatever. And also my other problem is if you open with it, cool, and I'm not selling you have to be, but so in the military, I knew some people who were clearly homosexual. Now, I don't have a problem with it. We can hang together. I've even been around certain people that I was like, yo, this is my homie. Listen, don't fuck with him, don't tease him. You know what I'm saying? But what I don't like is if you on the DL and you come to my barracks room or some shit like that and fam, you like me in this whole time.
That's what I'm saying. It's respect. If you're gay,
I can respect
other people's boundaries who aren't.
Yeah, so
if you're transgender, respect other people's boundaries.
The only other thing that I was saying about the job is if I've watched you transform your transformation, if I watched your transaction or whatever, and you want to be identified as such, I can. But if I fuck up and I say, hey, where he going tonight, as far as like where his route, and I'm fired, oh no, hold on, man. Like, ain't nobody that conscious all the time to be sitting back and trying to pacify your lifestyle and what is every day for you. If that's not in them, what I'm saying is you have to give the same respect that you want. I'm not disrespecting you by saying it. I just know that tonight you are not dressed up in your dig. You dressed up like me. Same uniform. You was a boy. And I'm not necessarily clicking and going out of my way to say, oh, hold on. She in the building. That's all. Other than that, live your life. Do what you want. Do who you want to do. Whatever. All the rest of the shit, so on and so forth. But when we start normalizing one thing, and making it wrong to be normal, it's a wild time. That's all. It's just a wild time. That's it. Other than that, do what you do. Live your life. Nothing to do with me. I don't want your number. I don't want to holler at you. We ain't friends. Do what you do. But
I think we should just scrap science class, B.
And that's the thing is, like I said,
Science is dead.
real talk. We're gonna have a whole conversation, and this is the episode that your brother should have been on, because I want to know at some point, like I said, if I started to beat a motherfucker ass and the police arrest me and I say no, I'm a woman, or I walk into a bank and I say I identify as a white rich male, then that's the line we get into. Like,
I can kind of tell you what he was saying.
Unhand me. I'm not a black. You think I'm a nigga? I'm a whole white man out here. That's where I'm at with it. Like, in my head.
And it's hard for me to laugh because it's like, that's where we at.
That's where we at. No bullshit. I identify as whatever the fuck, and there's nothing you can tell me. That's where we at with it. We are 1000% in the era of, and leaning towards the era of, I woke up and I am not who you see. I am what I feel.
Right.
That's it. I feel like I got $1 million. You would treat me as such. Give me that bag. That's it. Like, this is the stuff that we going to, and if you don't respect it, somehow another science and logic is out of the fucking window. And I understand that some people are gonna take what I'm saying as absurd, but it's the absolute facts. Who the fuck are you to question what is and what isn't just off of how somebody feels?
Right.
Right, and then we got to pick and choose when we want to choose it, right? And say, "Well, I agree with you." From the standpoint of, it's like, okay, if you want to identify as that, that's fine, and I'm cool with that. And while we're having this conversation, I mean, no disrespect to anybody who doesn't identify as that, because 9 times out of 10, it don't bother me because it doesn't affect my daily life.
That's what Sable was saying.
So
right.
So the thing is that it comes down to the point that we can identify as that, but if we're talking about athletics, oh no, we can't identify because science tells us different. So again, where do we draw the line? It's like, no, you're not who you say you are anymore.
Yeah. Because
science tells us different. So now we got to go back and say, no, you can't perform in this. You can't compete in this because you're not who you say you are. You can identify all you want to, but the reality of the situation is that's not who you are. You are a man. So then we're okay to tell that person who identifies as a female, and I'm just in this case, that they're a female every single time until then. Yeah. And then now we're going to say, because of an unfair advantage, like, no. You're not a woman. You're a man. Scientifically, you're a man. And then it's okay for us to go there, right? Because it's an unfair advantage. So where do we draw that line? It's like
it's hard and it's cloudy and it's gray because, like I said earlier, a lot of this is off of feelings and emotions. Yeah. When you're dealing with feelings and emotions, there is no logic and there is no science. There is no black and white. There is no
until there has to be though. But until there has to be.
There you go.
Well, I mean,
when there has to be. Then when it has to be, then we go back to the science and the logic.
You know the problem, though?
Until it has to be.
You know the problem, though, Keish? See, this is what I'm talking about that line. Soon as you start making a trans Olympics, they start to say, why are we not inclusive in it? And why? That's the segregation shit. That's the cycle that goes on. When you start to uninclude them or put them in there, you're going to have women that are men that are women, and so on and so forth. And then their reality comes crumbling down, because the fact of the matter is, if you're a woman that identifies as a man, or a man that identifies as a woman, and they put your woman ass against a man ass, or a man that's a woman, and you get your ass beat, it's not fair. See, it's no line for them. It's just the dumbest shit ever. It's the dumbest shit ever, and they want inclusive. And don't get it twisted. Like, it started before. There are WNBA players that say that they want to be included in NBA. All right. There are the first signs that I seen was I've seen women that have kids, have whole boyfriends and stuff like that, and they get online and they say, you know what, I'm not dating men no more. I'm bisexual, or I'm gay and I'm dating women only. Cool. All right. That's how you feel. Go ahead.
Yeah, have fun. Have a blast.
Yeah, you still like dick. Sorry, you can be mad all you want to, but you like dick. Your child is a representation of that.
A symbol.
Like that shit is a beacon of what you really are in your heart. Now, again, I'm not saying that people don't change, but it's just that waking up and feeling like you feel some kind of way one day. Do what you do. Again, I've said this before, in the military, we used to say, do what your rank can handle. All right, if you're a woman and you feel like you want to be a man and the man beat your ass, or you're a woman that wants to be a man, but you like women, you're still a lesbian, you're not I don't know, man. Listen, I'm not going to do this. All I know is
we about to go down a rabbit hole.
Yeah,
but
going
listen.
your way.
So
that
again,
golden shovel,
the
buddy.
Trans-Olympics thing. Let's be honest. Like I said, back to whether he has interest or not. When you start and y'all seen it, man. That story that went on with the man that was a woman that beat the shit out of that girl in the ring because he identified as a woman and she identified she was a woman.
I know you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, right? And same thing with sports and stuff like that. You seen that grown ass man sitting on the bench with all them women playing ball. When the man enters these sports and it shouldn't happen. Let's be honest with ourselves.
Yeah,
Just
I've been
shit
quiet
just
because I've been
shouldn't
trying to be felt. That shit is bullshit.
It just should not
Say,
happen.
I mean,
that shit is fucked up. It's fucked
Yeah.
up. It's I don't know, man.
I don't agree with it. Just like I don't agree with women playing men's basketball. We're made genetically different, and our abilities are different.
And that's
football and right. And no, it's fine.
We're not okay with that. Like
right,
that's
it's
what's
okay.
my thing. Like it's okay. Like we don't have to do all the same stuff. That's what makes us different, and that's okay. Like I just don't I'm sorry to cut you off. Like even with the football thing, it's like, listen, it's like y'all are not about to come out here and play no real football. It's like I hear you, the girl from Vanderbilt. I hear you. You go out there and kick. And listen, I happen to play on a team in college that had a female kicker on the team. Okay, but you ain't about to really go out there and get this. You ain't about, because what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Oh, that's a man hitting a woman.
Yep.
And then we're going to separate again. But when they want to
Denisha.
come on, we want to talk about women equality. So which one do we want to do?
Denisha.
So for me, it's like, listen, if you ain't out here for real trying to do this because you're in harm's way, and that's okay. Like there's nothing wrong with that. Like we're good with it. It's fine. It's okay. And that's exactly why we're trying to make the statement that we're making now. It's like scientifically, genetically,
logically.
there's a
logically.
difference. So that's why.
Well, no, I mean, let's take logic out of it because everybody's argument on what's logical is different. Scientifically, regardless of what you believe, DNA is DNA. Genetics are genetics.
But again, I keep saying we're entering the age where these are it's not science, it's not, it's all for what you feel. You wake up one day and you feel away. And again, if I sit back and I say, yo, I identify as a woman today, and unhand me. Certain shit like that. Like
they should make trans leagues.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, I don't care. What they do.
What? I'm not against that. I'm really.
They should.
I'm not against none of this shit. I just know. Listen,
they should.
Legal advice, man. Legal advice, man. Legal advice. Legal advice to all the men out there beating women. Identify as a woman. When the police pick you up, you might get away with it, bro.
Game 7 does not endorse that thought. Those are the sole thoughts of Denisha. Game 7 does not endorse or support those views. That is the sole opinion of Denisha. Game 7 does not support that or endorse those views.
Watch.
Listen,
you ain't finna have nobody calling me. Run tape. I don't agree. Run tape. I don't agree.
At the 1 hour 17 minutes, Denisha said, like, hey, that was all on Denisha.
I'm just saying, who gonna stop you, man? Who gonna stop you? That's all I'm saying. It's bad out here.
But I think that on the athletic standpoint, and we agree that genetically and DNA wise, men shouldn't be playing women's sports. But when women come into a men's sport, are we allowed to say this? If she's good enough to play, fine.
Absolutely.
But if she was a man and her skill level was the same, would she be a part of this program? And if that answer is no, then she shouldn't be a part of the program because she's a woman. And that's where I have an issue with it.
It's affirmative action all over again.
We'll put women in a man's sport who, if that was a man at that same skill level, wouldn't be good enough to be a part of this program or organization. But because she's a woman, we're going to give her an opportunity to do so.
It's affirmative action all over again.
So
because a man is expected to be able to perform at a higher level.
Nope.
But there's a standard to be a part of this organization or program. If you do not meet that man or woman, you are not allowed to be here. Simple as that. But we will allow a woman to be under that standard because she is a woman to prove a point that really isn't going to be proven.
Yeah. Could you imagine that in the reverse of that? Like, like I love to play ball, but I'm not good enough to play with the guys, but I might be good enough to play with the women. You know what I mean? Get it up a
Listen,
little bit.
and the women should find that highly offensive. And that's my point. And that's my whole
but you're
point.
a man.
If a grown ass man can't make it to the NBA,
how
but
weak you are.
somehow he makes it to college, women's college basketball, women's college sports, or women's sports in general, as a woman, you should feel fucking offended. Fam, go get your ass dunked on over there with the big dogs, or sit on the bench and go, you know what I mean? Or get these niggas some water. Get the fuck up out of you. One, you taking up a spot.
I'm not strong enough.
Look, imagine this
Good enough to
big
play
ass
with y'all, though. Let me
nigga down there playing center in a women's league. Man, if you don't get your ass the hell up out of here, weak as hell. Like, I would be offended. But again, I'm wrong for saying this shit because it's just the era that we live in. And again,
I will just say this. I will say this is that we all feel the same way about this. But now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, I can be mad about that wrestler who identified as a woman who was just throwing these girls all over the place and just whooping them. I mean, like, I could be mad about it. But then if I'm going to be mad about it, I have to be mad about this female kicker that was on this team. And if she was a man, she wouldn't be good enough to be on this team. Like, I have to be mad at both.
Listen,
so if you're upset with that dude who's
hold your
dominating these
tongue.
women,
Hey,
then you got to
Santana,
be mad
hold
at
your
the female
tongue.
who got an opportunity only because she was a female and not because her skill level dictated that opportunity.
Yeah. Wait till she try to throw a block. Watch what happens.
No. See, they gonna keep out.
They'll knock her fucking ovaries.
No, they got different rules. She got to get up. They got to do the count.
She
They
not
changed the
getting
rules
it.
for her.
They're not letting them hit her.
No, but you could kick it and try to throw a block though. So they do.
Though,
Yeah.
But if we feel that way about the dude who's over here dominating all these women in wrestling, and I do feel that way, then I gotta feel the same way about this female who may not be good enough to be on this team. And I'll tell you what, the female kicker who was on our team, who was there, if she was a dude, she wouldn't have got a look. Like, you wouldn't even got a look, not even a tryout. But because you were a female, right there, the standard changed when it shouldn't have changed.
I mean, and I agree. As a woman, I don't want you to give me an opportunity just because I'm a woman. I'd rather my skills get me that opportunity. I'm not. So I agree. I would be upset too. If you were a man, you wouldn't be here. You're only here because you're a woman.
This is
I don't like that.
I was watching.
But my thing is that the people who are upset about the man in this situation, they won't be upset about the female that's in that particular situation.
Right.
And I feel like if you're upset about one, you need to be upset about both. That's
the thing. I think it's long been known that Tiger Woods' wife beat the shit out of him with a golf club in his car that night. No backlash. He was cheating. He ain't shit. Let that been Tiger Woods beating the shit out of her. Yeah. We know this.
You on this women violence thing tonight?
No. I'm just pointing out the double standards.
I mean, we got one more topic to go about double standards. It's gonna be just as controversial.
Which one is that?
Big country. Oh, I forgot.
Go ahead, Santana.
What
we got?
I'm gonna say this about double standards. I'm okay with it. They exist. I get some of it. I'm like, look, you know what? I can't become a millionaire for showing my ass on Instagram right now. I cannot. That's not gonna happen. Okay? I went to school. I got mad degrees. I did all that. But I'm not gonna be a millionaire overnight and be an influencer from doing that.
Listen, we got a Patreon.
Okay.
All I'm gonna say is we got. Listen, we have a Patreon account. We can test this theory. We gotta get you in a fireman suit. We gotta get you in a vision suit. We gotta do 12 different looks for a calendar, and we're gonna see. Hey, listen, women, if y'all want to see Marcus on our special Patreon fans only account, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and give us a thumbs up, or share, tag Marcus, hashtag do it for the gram. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna see.
Yeah, let me start an OnlyFans.
Listen, if my man can make $10K a month, you know what I'm saying? Y'all go ahead and comment in there, tag him or whatever, follow him. You know what I'm saying? Now what 3 on IG.
If I can go get stranded in Atlanta and get my trip paid for on the way back.
Let us know in the comments, y'all, if y'all paying for that.
That chick ran good game. Got her money.
So listen, so what's the other double standard though? What I miss?
You ain't miss it. I'll read the tweet from Kevin Sorbo, who I think he was Hercules back in the day on the TV series. Kevin Sorbo, yeah.
Highlander.
Not Kevin Samuels for the Henrys. Kevin Sorbo. No, it wasn't Highlander. It was like Hercules, I think. Hercules. TV series back in the day.
All right.
Anyways, he put a tweet up that said, if men have no say in a woman's abortion, women have no say in a man paying child support. If he doesn't want the kid, he shouldn't have to pay anything. Equality. And a lot of women.
And the girl said she slept with the dude, right?
With it. Huh?
And the girl said he slept with her too.
Oh yeah, no, there was that other tweet that you sent out, Santana, about if you don't want the baby or whatever.
Yeah.
But this was from a guy though.
That was the guy that said that.
I found it today. Say if a nigga say he don't want the baby, don't have it.
And then the girl said, but they both made the same decision to sleep with each other, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My thing was the consequence of just letting anybody smash. Though is what I said.
Right, and she said they both smashed. She smashed him. He smashed her.
My thing was, but somebody let him.
Right.
Well, I mean,
it's
the same thing with. So it's the same thing with the child support argument. So I agree with what he says. I agree wholeheartedly.
I'll tell him.
Because if it's your decision, if a woman as a woman, I have the right. If I get pregnant, I don't want the baby, I can go get an abortion. I don't have to ask the father if it's okay. I don't even have to tell him that I'm going to go do it. I can go get it done.
You don't have to tell him you was ever pregnant.
I don't even have to tell him that I was pregnant. I can just go and handle my situation, come back, act like nothing happened. That's my choice because I didn't want the child. Now I'm excluding any other type of situations, as if a woman got pregnant because of rape or she had to get rid of the baby for health reasons, or those types of extreme situations. I'm talking about a woman who just decides, I don't want to have a baby. Right. Not ready, don't want it. It's your choice, you could do it. Now, if a man gets a woman pregnant and he finds out and he says, I don't want to be a father. I don't think he should be responsible for taking care of that kid. You don't want to be a father? Cool. You're not going to ever be in this child's life. Sign your parental rights away. I ain't got to pay shit. It should be his choice. It should be. Because you know what happens?
I ain't rolling with that.
No, because you know what happens? So I've heard of stories, and I know people personally who were quote unquote trapped and had kids that they did not want kids. Girlfriend or even a wife has birth control implants, whatever they are, the IUDs, gets them removed, doesn't tell him. If we're in a long-term relationship, what do I got to wear condoms for? You got an IUD. Oh, now you're pregnant because you want kids, but I don't want kids. Now I have to be forced.
People poke holes in
to pay child support.
And condoms not 100%.
Nobody forcing nobody to fuck though is my point. Like
same thing with the woman. So why is it if no one's forcing you? Say women, hold on, wait a minute. And this is my point on this. Women have far more resources for birth control than men do. Men have what? Don't fuck and a condom. And to the very, very extreme, get your tubes tied. Women have numerous amounts of birth control. We have various different ways to control getting pregnant. And even if you don't take birth control, you can go get a plan B. Men don't have that option.
And what she's saying is at the end, listen, what she's saying is
fuck though.
Right, but what she's saying, listen,
so then you gotta say the same thing to a woman if she's gonna get an abortion.
That's my thing, both sides.
Don't get an abortion.
You rolling the dice.
You shouldn't be allowed to get an abortion. So then a woman shouldn't be allowed to get abortions. So then a woman shouldn't be allowed to get an abortion.
Right. Well, cool. Both of y'all got to deal with it either way. Right. Okay. That's my point. Equality or not, like if it's a kid involved, like that's my thing. Like I don't play when it comes to kids and like, oh, well, I ain't want it. So no.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying it's
like
right.
Not you, like the comments that I read on this though, not you, but that's my thing. Like you roll the dice when you stick the dick in somebody, and when you let somebody do the opposite, you rolling the dice on it be a shorty, whether you think she on birth control or if I don't wear condoms, chances are a shorty might be had, is my point.
Correct.
And get ready to possibly have a kid.
But if it's a situation where the guy does not want kids and he was tricked into having kids, he's gonna leave. He's still gotta pay for that child.
My point exactly.
So then if a woman doesn't want if a woman doesn't want to have the child, she should be forced to keep the child.
What he's saying, listen, here's the thing, Santana. What she's saying, and I get where you're going, but what she's saying is, hear this. Let's say children ain't in. Let's say you did want to have a child and she didn't. Let's just say you did. Because a lot of the times it make it like the man don't want the child. But let's just say as a man you did. Y'all still took all precautionary measures or whatever the case was. She made it clear she did not want to have kids, so on and so forth. And she does end up pregnant. And there's a million different scenarios and ways I can spin this. But the bottom line is once a woman is pregnant, whether you do or don't want to keep it, it's on her. And that's not right. You have zero say as a man outside of what you're saying is don't have sex. Even if you saying don't have unprotected sex or whatever, but the only option for men is just don't have sex. That's it. We're not talking about birth control. We're not talking about none of that. The bottom line is birth control, condoms, trapping, whatever scenario you want to put out there. As a woman, if she decides to date, nah, fam, I want to have your baby. I ain't ready. She can go kill that baby, and ain't nothing you can do about that. That's not right. If she does want to have the baby, she can have the baby. If you are somebody that does want to have a kid or don't want to have a kid, and you say you don't want to have a kid, and she does, and she wants the child support, or she want to live off you, and you end up going to prison because you don't want to have child support or whatever, I get all the stuff that you're saying is consequences of the situation. I got it. What she's saying is women have a lot of control, even before a baby and way after. We know this for a fact. Way after. But what you're saying is shit, nigga, don't have sex. And you ain't wrong.
I'm saying that, but I'm saying you rolling the dice, so
right.
Like, if you fucking somebody, you don't know, like
you also rolling the dice if you wear a condom.
Right.
You're rolling the dice. Condom or not, you stick your dick in something.
So then don't have sex if you don't want to have kids.
You are rolling.
Don't have sex if you don't want to have kids.
You are
don't have sex if
rolling
you don't want to have
dice.
kids. Don't have sex if you don't want to have kids.
Like you possibly fucking somebody, like I don't want to have a kid
listen,
by her, but chances are you do it.
I'm gonna tell you what Jadakiss said. I'm gonna tell you what Jadakiss said. That's my point. When I grew up, the only rule that I had, and I learned this from the locks, man. Jadakiss said, even though you might have seen me in and out of your house, there's no way that she could have a baby out of her mouth. That's it. Other than that, it's on her. Listen, street logic, bruh. And
all I'm saying is it's a double standard. I'm not agreeing with it because I believe that if a man lays down and have a baby, he should take care of the baby. But if a man does not want to take care of that child, allow him to not take care of that child and allow him to never be a part of that child's life.
Look at this nigga face, yo.
Because
I'm still where I'm at on it, yo.
I'm not saying it's right, but if he says he doesn't, if women have the same rights, why is it that men can't have the same rights?
What it is all right. What it is,
yeah, know who you fucking. That's all I'm saying. Know who you fucking.
And you
know who you fucking. That's what I'm just saying. Know who you letting do that.
Like Santana, you're not wrong.
Yeah, we're not saying you're wrong.
You're not wrong. But I think the analogy that D was bringing up is a good one, because if it was split and the man wanted the baby,
nobody cares,
and the female
nobody
didn't
cares.
Want the baby, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, she's in control.
Having a baby.
That's all we're saying.
So at some point
she's in
time,
control.
This has to reverse, whereas the man has to have some kind of play or some kind of word in this if he wasn't in this to have a baby.
You have one
because
choice.
If it was the other way around, it wouldn't matter. It wasn't matter. Nope. So what Faith was saying is like, okay, we're gonna give you that opportunity then.
So
if you don't want it,
and then look, this coming from like somebody that been in that situation, and I dodged the bullet. We ain't had it. I dodged a big bullet.
Right, but if she had it, you have a whole different stance.
I couldn't be mad. I knew ahead of time that she didn't want to be, and then it happened. You see what I'm saying?
But if she'd have kept
I couldn't be mad at her when she went and then did what she had to do.
You felt like, damn, bitch, you said you didn't want it.
I knew who I was fucking. That's my point.
Okay, but look.
No, you didn't. You don't.
I hear y'all.
No.
I hear what y'all
don't,
saying.
though. If y'all go in, see, the only thing you have is a contract at that point. Only way to get out of that is what we're saying is, as a man, the only way is not sex, not having sex at all, or a contract before that says if you get pregnant, I have to say that.
It's back to science.
No. Hold on. What I'm saying is that I feel like women, as a woman, I have far more opportunities to more options to prevent myself from getting pregnant than a man does. That's what I'm pointing out. I'm not saying that it's right for a man not to take care of a child that he creates. What I'm saying is there's only 3 options for men to not get a woman pregnant. Don't fuck her, wear a condom, get your shit tied. For women, we can take pills. There's patches. There's implants. There's Plan B. There's all types of stuff that a woman
and then abortion if she really don't want that motherfucker.
And abortion if she really doesn't want the baby. There's more things. So if I don't want a child, I have way more protection than a man does. That's all I'm pointing out. It's a double standard.
Valid point, bro.
That's all I'm pointing out. I agree 100% that a man should take care of the child that he creates. If he doesn't want to be a part of that child's life or take care of that child, get the fuck on. And at the same point, like you said, you should know who you're fucking. Don't fuck a bum nigga with the risk of getting pregnant and then get mad because he can't take care of the child or he don't want to take care of the child.
And if
That's
you
one of my points.
And if you want the child, what are the options for the man that actually wants the child and she don't? Because again, what you're saying
And then
is
that's the other
that's
thing,
the
is people
equality.
don't
We're
talk
going
about
back.
that.
Listen,
Saying, no,
stop
you
it.
fucking, yeah.
Listen, stop it. What we're doing is
No,
we're
you
going back
fucking.
to listen.
But
here
you know what?
You don't.
But you know what?
You don't,
What,
Santana. You don't.
You
You
can
don't.
get
You don't. You don't. You don't. You don't. You don't.
Why?
You don't.
Hold on.
You don't.
Because you can get with somebody. Look, you can get with somebody who says, "I want to have kids." When you're pregnant, that reality is a little different. You may not be ready to be pregnant at that time. It doesn't mean you don't want kids, period. You just may not be ready to have a kid at that time. So a woman has the option to say, you know what?
Come here.
I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to handle this. A man doesn't have that option. Whether he's ready or not, you got to step up. You have no choice. You got to step up. A woman has the option if she's ready or not. A man doesn't have that choice. That's why I'm saying there's a double standard. I'm not saying it's right, but if I get pregnant tomorrow and I decide, yeah, you know what? I don't want kids right now. I can go get it taken care of. A man finds out that his girl's pregnant and he's not ready to be a father. Too bad, bro. You better figure it the fuck out.
I mean, we gonna dance, so I mean, y'all can close.
We're not gonna dance. The bottom line is
we gonna bell bit
the bottom line is here. Listen, this is what we're saying, right? This is my point. So we just talked about equality, right? And sometimes people don't want equality. What they want is they want more rights than you. They want to be special. They want to feel special. All we saying is if both of y'all fucked up, if both of y'all have disagreements or if both of y'all in it together, what you're saying is, hey, as a man, you know what it is, you lay down with her. She's saying as a woman, you know who you lay down with. But there's a difference. As a man, you absolutely have zero say in the end result once it's done. That's not cool. That's all we saying. There's no equality in there. That's all. It's not.
They need
even.
to come up with male birth control.
It's either male
That's
birth
really
control.
What I'm
listen,
trying to get
either
to.
male birth control or listen at the
Sold
beginning
out.
of it.
Sold out.
At the beginning of it, you have to have some sort of, the only rights that a man can have is at some point you have to have like non-disclosure agreements or contracts that say we're gonna have this discussion and we're gonna agree to some shit or whatever. Or again, let's say in the discussion or we don't agree, as a man you want the child and she don't. When you don't want it and she do, you get forced to pay child support. If she don't want it and you do, and you lose that child, what do you get?
I don't know, man. Like
that's
when
it.
Comes to childbirth, who's driving the car, yo? When it comes to childbirth,
she said it's her body. She said it's women in control. But again, you're saying that. So if women in control, then you're saying what she's saying.
I think that's the point, though.
So then you're saying that a man's
in the passenger
emotional seat. It doesn't matter. So if you and your wife, if she got pregnant and you wanted this child and she said, you know what, I don't want it, I'm gonna go get an abortion. You guys don't have no kids. You want to be a father so bad, and now you got to deal with the fact that, okay, well, she just took that from me, but it don't matter because it's her body.
That's it. That's all we're saying is that at some point it's not even Stevens. The even Stevens is when
I'm pointing out the double standard.
That's it.
I'm not saying one's right or wrong. I'm pointing out the double standard.
That's it.
Because it is her body. It is. If I have to carry this child, I should be able to decide to if I want to or not.
And she's not wrong for that. But you also not wrong if you say, well, shit, I put in work too. I want the baby. It's my baby. Because that's what she's gonna tell you if it comes out. It's my baby. That's your child. There's no in between for that. That's all we saying. Like at the end of the day, it's like, yo, you can't then say shit, it's my body, it's my baby. Well, shit, it's my money, it's my baby. Like, at the end of the day, like, nobody's saying either one are wrong, but there is a edge that goes to the woman that has to carry. All we're saying is at the end of the day, them little rights, if you want to go to the analogy, you can't then have more rights for LBGT and everything else than you do for straights. Like, you can't do it. That's not equality. You want special treatment. And then again, nobody's wrong in the shit. It's just, it's the one-off. It sucks, but it is the one-off.
And I agree. The woman is driving the car, but you can't have one without the other. Like one doesn't happen without the other.
Absolutely.
Like you can't get one without the other. Like you need me to get this, and I need you to get this. So, but I agree with Abel and D. It's like the double standard is that the man just has no say in this, besides the creation of it. It's like you need both parties to create this, but as far as the next decision, that is the biggest decision, it doesn't matter what the man thinks. Right. It doesn't matter.
Shit, even if it's an accident. Even if it's an accident. Even if y'all was on some drunk shit and you done fucked her and you didn't wear a condom that day, you're in a long-term, whatever it is, Because it don't happen to everybody. I wish everybody would stop acting like shit don't happen. Shit happens. A lot of shit happens. Even if it was an accident, let's just say you've been wearing condoms faithfully because you're not ready to have a baby. But one day you done drank a little too much Hennessy or whatever it is. You got drunk. You didn't wear that condom. She got pregnant. I don't want a kid. Too bad. That's like I'm not saying it's right for someone not to want to take care of a child because I agree that's shitty as hell.
There you go.
But
nobody's saying that.
You should have the choice.
Nobody's saying that.
And if you elect to not want to take care of that child, then there is no, you don't get to pay money and see this child. You get the fuck on and you're never over here ever again.
Because what's being said,
and you're gonna sign this shit, and legally you have no rights to this child.
Yeah, what they saying is like what your spectrum sounds like. What your spectrum sounds like is, fam, you knew what you was getting into. It is what it is. You ain't getting out of that. And it's like you're saying that in the same token, you got to say the same thing to Shorty. You knew what it is. You knew what you was getting into. So if you end up getting a nigga that don't want a baby, you knew what you was getting into. But that's not how it works. What it is you got pregnant by a dude. Y'all both had sex. He didn't want it. All right, so now you seeking child support because you kept the baby and you laid down with Buddy, and that's the side of the spectrum or the balance beam that tips in your favor because typically you're gonna get that child support and they're gonna seek him out. But if the man decides, yo, I don't want the baby and shit, and you like, well, fam, you knew what you laid down for, that's it. Like, it's the end all be all. So the equivalence of the shit is, no, it's not right. Y'all both knew what it was. Y'all both knew where this could go and the end result could be, and y'all did not have what everybody keeps saying, the communication or be on the same page. But in the end, all of the cards are in the woman's hands after that. That's it. That's all we saying.
Like, I hear y'all. I mean, that's why I said I'm gonna go back and forth. Like when I hear child support to me means shit, y'all, both of y'all are responsible for taking this. The mama got the kid.
But that's not child support. You know that's not child support.
What's child support? Tell me, I don't know.
You know what child support.
Child support is.
Child support is unemployment. I'm going to All-Star Weekend for most people. Most people is punishment. That's what it is. If you want child support, if you want a man that's in your life, if you want, and I'm not saying it's all, because everything that we speak on, whether that be transgender, cartoons or whatever, there's always an exception. But let's be honest, majority of what child support represents is like welfare and everything else. I'm gonna work the system. I know I can get paid from this. I know he didn't want it. I knew the type of nigga he was. I know what job he got. I know his money. I know whatever. I'm gonna have this baby. Because most people in most situations, and again, I'm not talking about all, because there are some situations where you've had a baby by a dude, y'all was cool, shit don't work, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, some people it's just a check. We've seen it. We just talked about it last week with Halle Berry. $16K ain't child support. That's a life you giving. Now, if you're talking about what you're giving as far as like, all right, you know, a child needs X, Y, and Z, whatever to live, then you get rid of child support and you have, I don't know, diaper cent, milk cent, food cent, clothes cent, whatever, and there's no monetary value to it. It's all going straight to the kid. That's child support. And if you're talking about a woman or whatever the case is and, you know, how the system is worked or whatever, we know for a fact that most people out here work the system. They play it to their advantage. I got a dude. I got another dude. I got my own money, my own job, or I'm hustling. I got unemployment. I got something, but I'm also going to get that money too. But, and again, I'm not saying that he shouldn't have to. I'm just saying that regularly, again, we're not talking about, and we can never say 100% of the time, but majority of the time, it is absolutely a hustle. No, child support is not child support. It is not child support. It's not. Let's not even play them games. I'm not a nigga that's going to bite his tongue and dance because it's politically correct and everybody want to hear what they want to hear. Child support most of the time is, I got your kids, nigga, I'm trying to live like you. I seen you have X, Y, and Z. I know you do this. I know that. And I know the money you make. This is what I'm asking. If child support was child support, we would know what a child costs by now. We would know that.
Shit, a lot of times the mother doesn't even get a lot of money to even take care of the child off child support because the man doesn't make enough money.
And listen, and I'm not doubting that.
And that's the part I'm looking at for the most part.
But listen, here's what I'm saying.
That don't be nowhere near enough.
Here's what I'm saying. What's a 2-year-old cost?
People I know.
What's a 2-year-old cost? How much is a 2-year-old worth?
At the end of the day, no matter how much that man or woman is paying, we're talking about the man having a choice and having a right or having some kind of say-so in whether this child should be here or not. And where we're at is that no matter what happens when a woman gets pregnant, he doesn't have that. Because a woman can do whatever she wants to with this child. It doesn't matter what the man thinks. And if you're going to ask for child support and you're going to ask for some type of support financially or emotionally for this child, the man should have a say so and whether to have the child or not, and he does not. And that's where we're at. I mean, that's a double standard in it. You know, so whether he wants to be involved with it financially, emotionally, he has to be if the woman wants it.
Here, listen,
now,
our
if
government
he wants it and she doesn't want it, then it's not happening.
Listen,
Our
government decided during the pandemic what we were worth. They said $1,400 if you made X, Y, and Z, $1,400 if you made, you know, this or whatever. This is what we're giving you. You're telling me in all the years, yes, love, yes, love. He want to shoot his jumper. You telling me at some point we don't know what a 2-year-old's diapers and the cost of living or whatever is at some point? That's all I'm saying is if they, I understand that they're gonna draw it up and they're gonna say, all right, well, dude make this amount of money and he should be. We already had this conversation. I want him to support or my child to have the same type of living that dude has, or upkeep my way of life just like his way of life and everything like that. And it's like that's not really child support is our point. If you're gonna have the kid and you have the kid by a bum nigga, you had a kid by a bum nigga.
Daddy!
Yes, love.
I did it.
I know you did it, baby.
It's the double standard for me is what's crazy. And I feel like we're so far advanced and everything else that why is it we haven't made the same opportunities available for men that women have? I get that we're the ones who carry the child. But if a man decides he doesn't want to have a baby, well, I think we need to have male birth control. And I think if he decides to completely leave, but this is like you said, know who you fucking, know who you're with.
But they keep saying no who you fucking in terms of men though. That's only.
But I mean, there's
situations. Like earlier. Like,
there's situations that.
Like,
right, there's stuff. Shit does happen. Shit does happen. I'm not talking about people who've been in long-term relationships and all of a sudden a baby gets involved and you trying to dip out. Shit happens. Accidents happen. You know, people make bad decisions. People make mistakes. You fuck around. I know plenty of people that were in long-term relationships that had kids that were not planned. Not to say that they didn't want kids, but when they had them, they were not planned. And I feel like I don't understand why we have so many options for women to prevent pregnancy, but not a man. So when he said that if a man chooses to not have kids or doesn't want to do anything, he should have that choice. I agree. You should. You're going to be an ain't shit individual, but you should. If you don't want to do that, then by all means, don't do it and get the fuck on. And then at the same time, it's this woman's responsibility to take care of a child just as much as it's a man's responsibility to take care of a child. A woman needs to be able to take care of her child, just like a man should be able to take care of his child.
So do you see that as the same lines as if, like, as you know, that some people who sign over their parental rights for their adoption, you see it the same as that?
Yeah, so if you don't want the child, if I'm signing over my parental rights, if I'm saying I do not want this baby, just like you said with adoption, I'm giving up my child for adoption. Yeah. I'm giving him to a foster home. I'm signing over my rights. I don't have to pay for this child anymore because I'm giving the child up.
You know, somebody said,
why wouldn't that apply? Why wouldn't that apply for a man?
Have the same issue. Right.
He should have the same thing.
I saw somewhere that people, male and female, should have to have a permit like marriage and everything else. And I agree with that. Like, if you're going to have kids, you need a permit. Same with adoption. Like, we need to check you out and know that you're worth it. I don't know if that's an income thing. I don't know if that's a, felony thing or whatever the case is. But I'm not opposed to, I hate to say it, and I know it's fucked up, and I know it's a whole different discussion, and I'm about done with it. But at the end of the day, I feel like that's the only way to do it. You want to have sex, you need to have a permit of some sort, man. Like, I need to know who the fuck you get into it.
You need to go see a psychiatrist.
Yeah, like, I need to know who you are before you procreate and get out here. You need to fill out, like, everything else. Like, if I can't own a gun, if I can't do certain shit without having a permit, you should.
I wouldn't say you need a permit to have sex, but I do. You own to something about. You know what? When you're going to adopt a child, there's a lot of things you have to go through before they let you adopt a child.
To make sure you can be a parent to that child.
Exactly.
You can be a parent to the child.
Exactly.
You have to go through the same thing if you get pregnant. Okay, hold on. You pregnant? Let's find out if you can parent this child or not. Okay, let's find that out. So you know what? I've never thought of that.
That's what it is. Like, and again, you walking into it. When I say permit, I mean at the end of the day, like I said, driver's license, cars, and everything else, gun license or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's like you can't tell an officer, I didn't know the speed limit was that. You pass signs that say I can read speed limits. So it's the same thing. Like, I feel like if you're gonna have a child, or if a woman is gonna be awarded, child support, if you end up getting her pregnant or whatever, then, both of y'all get into a situation where you can't say you don't know. I know naturally we don't. We know the consequences of sex, but at the end of the day, like, yo, shorty, let's look back at this paperwork and see you entered this saying that you was on X.
I mean, the consequences of everything you do.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
That doesn't mean you don't do it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, there's a lot of things you do in life that that things can happen, but you didn't get into it for that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's not what you do it for. So we can't always just use that excuse. Well, it can happen when you have sex. Yeah, we understand that. But every time we get out into our cars, we know but that's not our intention.
Right.
Whether they happen or not. You know what I'm saying? It's not our intention.
Whether intention or not, you still forced to deal with whatever comes with it, is my point. You know what I mean?
You are and you aren't.
Yeah.
Like either way, whether you intend it, like it's here.
But the point is that no, you're not, Santana, because the woman doesn't have to deal with the consequences. The man does. And that's been the whole point here. Exactly what you're saying is like, no, you don't have to deal with the consequences. If you're the female, you don't have to deal with these consequences because you can make a decision to not deal with the consequences. The man is the only one that can't make that decision. He's the one that can't make that decision. So that's where we're at on this. So you can
as a woman,
you talking the money. You talking the money side. If the man end up having to pay, that's you talking about that the woman ain't got to do it.
I'm talking about all the sides of it. The reality of the situation is that if that happens, the consequences only land on the man. He has no say so in the consequence. If the woman doesn't want to have the child, Santana, she doesn't have to. So she doesn't have to deal with the consequence.
You can't make her.
The man is the only one. The man is the only one that is forced to deal with whatever consequence is granted without say so.
And he's not saying forced. And he's not saying forced like, fam, you knew better. He's saying forced like, yo, realistically.
Because this is the thing. Because if the mother decides to file child support, it follows him for the rest of his life. He could serve jail time. He will never. He could be forced in a situation where he may not be able to make a wage and live.
And nobody's mad.
Because child support will take all his money.
And Santana, we can tell in the way you view this, like nobody's saying, fam, you should not have that follow you or whatever. We're just saying, why is it solely? Yeah, we're not encouraging deadbeats.
I'm not saying you should be a deadbeat.
Yeah, we're just saying.
I think and the source that it comes from, he is a fucking piece of shit. So it's like, I know how you think.
Right. So listen. So stop. Right. So stop. So the bottom line is this, right? So while the source is the source, and you have a specific person in your head, you ever stop to think like or say, well, shit, what the fuck was you thinking laying with Buddy and having this nigga baby? And it's not bad. It's just saying, like, it's saying what you're saying. Like, he did his part. She did her part. There were moments where they both either knew. I think you posted, one of y'all posted, I think it was you, Sable, you posted this week some shit that said, your baby daddy ain't shit, but you had 2 babies by him. Or something along them lines, right?
Yeah, how's your baby daddy? And your baby daddy ain't shit, but you done had 2 kids by him.
Right. And that's kind of what we getting at is at some point you know what you're dealing with, right? So let's say this woman does, have a child by Buddy, and then she goes on to have another child by Buddy, or whatever the case, or she wants to pursue a relationship, or she wants him to be in his child life or whatever, or she wants the child support, she wants to be connected. At some point you're saying to yourself, you kind of know what Buddy's worth is. You knew you laid down with him and, you want to follow him. You want to be connected rather than moving on or whatever. But in the same token, you had the opportunity when you knew he was going to step out or you knew the type of dude he was or his actions or whatever that he might not have been shit. All we saying is it was
George Bush, fool me once, shame on you, fool me once, can't get fooled again. Yeah.
And the other thing is too, is like you said, when you know your personnel, if well, yeah, having an abortion does come with consequences, but having an abortion is later on after you realize that you're pregnant. If you know Brett and shot the club up, you better run your ass to CVS, Kaiser, Walgreens, Rite Aid, Walmart, and go get you a plan B if you don't want to have that child. Then you won't have no consequences. But that goes to my point again. You have more options for women than you do men. So men, that's why I said, we need male birth control. But if I'm telling you that I'm pregnant and your response is, I'm not ready to have a child, I don't want to take care of this child. Oh, bet, I'm going to have this baby and I'm going to put you on child support. One, that tells you this dude really ain't shit. He ain't shit. For the most part, he ain't shit. Even if you put him on child support, you probably not going to get shit from Brett. For the most part, you really not going to get shit. So why not just be done with the nigga in the beginning, allow him to walk the fuck away. Cool, you will never see this child or be a part of this child's life.
Here's my question.
You just reminded me of a comment I read.
Here's my question. Hold on,
Santana.
Let me ask you a question. Would it be wrong for men, whether they're in a long-term, short-term, whatever relationship, one night stand, whatever, would it be wrong for a man to just be like, you know what, go ahead and I'm gonna slip her this plan B chewable in her breakfast or her, you know, whatever. Like I feel like shit like that is
thoughts of the Game 7 pod as a whole, everybody.
I'm just saying, no, listen, because we being
sole thoughts of
you stupid. I'm saying if he does that, is it not the equivalent of her being able to have the same, you know, the actions that he's not a part of just having an abortion? This is what we getting at. Wrong is wrong is wrong is wrong. So when men start to hand out this little sandwich or something to you the next morning or the night after or the morning after,
the morning orange juice, baby.
Yeah, the morning orange juice. And you find out about the shit like, nigga.
Let me go get you something to drink.
Yeah.
Let me get you something to drink, baby.
She's sitting there going, damn, that was a little tough right there.
Go
like,
ahead. That little,
man.
you know.
It's a little crunch.
Yeah, like what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? But
thing up real quick.
And she find out later on, buddy been slipping her the young, you know, bee knees, you know what I'm saying? Young playing bees knees, you know, it's like you gonna feel some kind of way. None of that, especially if you powerless, to sit back and look at a man or something, to look at the guy or person next to you and say, damn, either A, you really didn't want to have my baby, or that's some fuck shit that you just did and you ain't have to go that far, or I ain't had no say. You didn't even ask me if I wanted to. Something about the whole situation is just, you know, and you can go to your comment. All we're saying is at some point, men are, you left with what you stuck with, what you stuck with. That's it. It's not wrong. It's just
Brooke, that question's right on time. Because you see Brooke say, why are men steadily fucking on a woman that wants kids, but he does.
But
they go back to the woman.
But sometimes it's not. But sometimes it's not even that.
So
sometimes it's I'm not ready to have kids.
No. But Sable, stop for a minute. Reverse the question.
With the women. Why are you fucking with the nigga if you don't want kids?
Thank you. That's what we getting at. Hey, why are you fucking on a man that don't want kids?
Let me read the comment.
That's it.
Read the comment.
The dude attacked all the women. Said y'all the smarter gender. Yet the dumbest of our kind keep duping y'all.
Man, you got dumb. You supposed to be so damn smart. You want to go to college. You want to do all these things. You want to have a family. You're not having that family if you fucking with dope boy down the street. You know this. That family's dead. You know this. That's not just
like,
on him.
My thing is like, if you know this dude doesn't want to have a baby, like if you know he doesn't want to, why would you want to have a child with him?
You know what it boils down to.
If you know that he's not going to really be the stand-up father that you would hope for, or he's not financially able to take care of a child.
Let's letting anybody smash, Joe.
Let's say he is. Let's say he is all that. Let's say he is. Let's say he can take care of it. Let's say he's financially stable. Let's say he can do all that. But you know, dude don't want kids. Why would you? Why would you want to do that?
That's what I'm saying. If you're with somebody who doesn't want kids and you want kids, you're fucking yourself from the beginning.
And when you get pregnant,
or if you don't even know, if y'all had that convo,
and if y'all ain't had that conversation, but let's say if y'all don't know, let's say y'all get to that point, you wake up one morning, you sick as a woman, or you take that, you get that little feeling or something. You got to go buy them dollar store plant, the pregnancy test and everything like that. And you start feeling, you had that conversation, and buddy ain't all in.
Go to the dollar store and buy your pregnancy test. Please do not go to the dollar store. You can get them on Amazon. You can go to Target, Walmart. You can go anywhere but the Dollar Tree, Dollar General, $1.99 store.
Listen,
please do not get no pregnancy test.
You know where they going. So if you go and y'all had a conversation and buddy just is not aboard about it. Why is it just he knew and, I don't want to deal with these consequences, whatever, as opposed to, y'all, you dug yourself in a hole too. Like, that's what I'm getting at. At that point, when that conversation is up or them feelings get there, it ain't just, like, you can't just look at the man and say, no, you knew what you was getting into, you knew the consequences, and not look at yourself and say, I knew the consequences too, and you got to make a decision. Now, your decision is, do I want to deal with this without him for 18 years plus, whatever, and, my baby not have a father or his father, because there are fathers that step up to the plate, but his father, or do, I got to do some shit that I don't want to do. In both situations, you're going to have somebody that, if y'all not on the same page, it's not going to happen. It's going to drag the fuck out. That's all we saying. Nobody's saying the dude is right. Nobody's saying the dude shouldn't have laid up or whatever the case is. We all fucking adults and doing wild shit or whatever, or, understand the consequences of having sex, protected or otherwise. It could happen. It can happen. It can happen. All we saying is, don't just say, why are men steadily fucking on women that want kids, but he don't? Why are you fucking on a man that don't want kids and you do? Just give head and move on. Or
I endorse that message.
Pornhub.
I endorse that message.
You stupid. Hey.
I endorse that message.
But that's all we saying. Like, it is on both. At the end of the day, man, you know, bottom line is
it's on both people, and it should really, really bring home the lesson that you need to be a little bit more thoughtful, not thoughty, but thoughtful with your body and what you do with it, and who you letting smash and who you smashing, because these are the consequences. And there are situations where both parents aren't ready, and they make the conscious decision to either handle it, take a plan B, or use contraceptive. But before you start fucking with somebody, you really need to try and at least be careful. But
there's just so many things that are involved in this that It's like
there are.
It's just so many things.
There's situations that you can't, where you mess up, you make mistakes. They're genuine mistakes or accidents, whatever the fuck you want to call them. But there's also situations where people try and do some weird shit. Where I got a baby now, I'm gonna keep him. I got a baby now. He ain't going nowhere. I got a baby now. He ain't going nowhere. Yeah. And that's where I'm like, if Brett don't want to be around that.
Right, but that's what we've been at from the jump. Yeah. Is that the man just doesn't have that option, or doesn't have the say-so that a woman has in those situations. Both of them have the same amount of, you would say, responsibility to either having this accident or not having this accident. But when it comes to decision-making of what happens next, it's solely responsible for the woman and not the man. And that's where we're at on it.
I hear you. You jump in the Uber, the nigga crazy. That's on. I mean, hey, that's on you. I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, it is. It is. We just need to.
Not saying y'all wrong. I just feel how I feel on it. Not saying y'all are wrong. I just feel how I feel.
Run up on the dude. Right. That's all you got to do.
You know what
bro.
I'm saying?
Just run up on him, bro. Whoever it is, just run up on him, man. Teach him a lesson. He won't do that again. Run up on him. Run up on him. Put hands on him. Run up on him. You know what I'm saying?
I can't.
That's how I feel.
I don't agree with the messenger, but I do agree with that. Men need to have more options, and there needs to be more conversations when it comes down to
That's it.
Bringing life into this world.
Even after, because a lot of times, I've seen the comments in there. Sometimes child support ain't just the money shit, but again, we're talking about some situations where sometimes the women act like it is about the money. They don't even want the father to be in their life. So it's just too many. It's too many.
There's a lot of women that are like that. It's sad.
It's too many fucking scenarios out there that it's a lot of the times is in the woman control. I don't know why, but if you talking to the court systems on, whatever, most of the time it's on the woman. And all we saying is, I'm not saying they wrong, but both of them have a responsibility, like Marcus said. Both of them have a responsibility, but as adults, sometimes that shit is not about parenting. Sometimes it's really about that check and spitefulness and bitterness and a lot of other shit. Sometimes it ain't about building and having a steady relationship with the father, or not having a steady relationship or a peaceful relationship, or raising your child in the best environment possible, but making it more toxic and everything else. Sometimes that little money that you chasing in that little situation is a lot more harmful than it is good. It just is. Shit just ain't even good for the kid to even shit. If you don't like the father, why you want the kid to know the father like that? Why you even want that energy around? That's all I'm getting at. Like, at the end of the day, you made a choice, he made a choice, but if it's on you, as fucked up as it is, if you can call him a deadbeat, if you can call him a sperm donor, if you can call him a bank or money or whatever, why you even want your kid to even be around and identify with that is the wildest shit to me if you're a good mother. But that's me.
Respect your bodies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and get your money up.
Basically.
Plan B and the OJ.
Plan B and OJ. Breakfast. Brecky, you want this Brecky? You want this Brecky? Plan B and OJ. I'm weak. Quick little punch.
Plan B and the oatmeal.
Quick little jab to the stomach. You'll be all right. I'm out of
Again, these thoughts are not represented by the Game 7 podcast. Right. These are solely the thoughts and opinions of Denisha, aka Straight Number 1, AKA De Niro.
Whatever, man. Whatever. Y'all done, man. Y'all done and y'all finished.
Yeah, we out. We good, man.
All right. Well, listen.
We good.
We'll touch on Coming to America another time, man. I'm going to look at some cartoon rabbit titties or something.
Wow.
I want to be like everybody else. What's up? I want to be like everybody else. What else? I can't fit in. I can't fit in with the in crowd.
Go look at your rabbit titties.
I know rabbit titties.
Cartoon. Add that. That's important. Cartoon. Not just regular ones.
Rabbit titties.
There you go.
Cartoon rabbit titties. Go ahead.
Super straight.
Straight.
Straight. Ain't that Safari?
please.
Straight.